Hi, this is the Three Amigops. We are Three Amigops. We have a tier list. This one's anime. Do we just want to get into it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't know what any of these numbers ones are.
I can't wait to have to look up like every single one of them.
Okay. All right, I'm doing my best here. Is this Ace Attorney?
Yeah.
Okay, Ace Attorney's the first one.
I can't believe you passed a silent voice to go straight for Ace Attorney.
I've never seen a silent voice.
Aww.
I don't even know what that is. All right, hold on. Ace Attorney's B. All right, I feel like that's an easy one, right? Okay, where's the silent voice going in, Gianna?
I would put a silent voice in A or B, I'd say, but I feel like, I don't know if Luke has seen it. It's very sweet.
I have not.
It's an emotional movie, so.
Okay. Sounds good. Afro Samurai, Samuel L. Jackson, with beats, the OST produced by the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's stupid. B.
Aww.
It's very aesthetic driven because the plot kind of falls apart near the end.
Well, yeah, but I felt like that was the main point of what it was.
Yeah, it's just cool. Like Ron Perlman's the bad guy. It was cool. You know, it's fun to show off, but it's like 5 episodes, doesn't really go anywhere, but it's cool.
Okay.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Resurrection, I think, is a little weaker than Afro Samurai original. I don't know what you guys' thoughts on it.
I've never actually seen Resurrection.
It's okay. The plot's like really weird. It's like it does. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it in C for now. But like it's that reused trope of like, oh, I'm gonna end the cycle of revenge. But it would make sense if Afro, because he gets the headband at the end, he would do something with it, but he actually doesn't, and he becomes like a monk who doesn't fight. And then these random people just come out of the woodwork and said, we're here for revenge because you do terrible things, even though you haven't done anything in 2 years. So they make his dad a zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird. It just kind of feels forced a little.
Yeah, definitely.
But they got Lucy Liu to play the bad guy.
Okay, so.
Yeah. So there is benefit.
So C tier.
yeah. C tier. It's not. It's still cool. Not as cool as the original. Agretzko.
I like Agretzko. I don't think it's like the best show, but it's definitely entertaining to say the least because I like the character a lot.
Yeah, I just don't like what they've been doing with Haida in the later seasons. I haven't seen the last season yet. So.
I haven't either. I feel like it was kind of devolving.
Yeah, and it's just mainly Haida. Haida just became like the worst part of the show because it's just his character just resets at the end of every season, unlike Agretzko. I think it's B.
Yeah, I'd be willing to say that.
I think it's also B. Is this Amiga Kill? Anyone?
I'm so blind, I can't tell. I think so.
All right, has anyone seen Amiga Kill?
Definitely not, though.
No? Good. Easiest S tier of my life, Akira.
Yes.
Easiest S tier. All right? Everyone likes this movie. Every film major likes this. If you don't like Akira, you're weird. That's my moral of the story. No one can argue with me against that. I don't think anyone else can argue against that. Not even me. Okay. What is this? Is this Angel Beats? What is Angel Beats?
Oh, I know what Angel Beats is, but I don't really like it.
Oh, perfect. All right. Where's it going?
I've never watched it, but I've heard like weird things about it. So I say E, dear E, because I don't know much about it, but I've heard not great comp.
We'll throw it in E.
All right.
We'll throw it in E. All right, this is the one you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, Another was one of the first anime I watched in high school, and honestly, I think I just really liked it because I was an emo kid and it was bloody, and the scene where the umbrella gets stabbed through her throat was like sick as hell to me. Like I thought it was so cool. So I would put it in A tier personally. I thought it was a really entertaining anime. Like it's very short, it's very quick. It's like a good, I feel like, gateway anime for like. I would put it in A or B. Like
okay, let's just first day. Let's do that. All right. We'll be lenient. Assassination Classroom, also E.
Okay.
The only thing I like about it is this guy right here, the main alien guy. You know what? That's harsh.
I was gonna say I think he earns a D grade at best.
Yeah, everyone else is unlikable and dumb, and the plot's really stupid. But this guy himself is the main selling point of the anime, because the whole point is that this alien comes down and he's like I forget, was he like a god or was he just like an alien?
He's
He
just
was
like a silly
something.
little guy. I don't even know
Yeah,
what he is.
And he's like, I will destroy the world, but however, I'm going to start a school. I won't destroy the world if my students can assassinate me. Mm-hmm. And like, he's an alien, so like everyone's like, what if I just blew up the classroom? And he's like, nope, lived it. Why? But yeah, he was goofy. He is like literally the only. If you remember the main character's name and not this alien, you have an issue. Okay, hold on. Let's get this out of the way. Luke, you get one free S tier.
Attack on Titan goes straight to S.
All right, Attack on Titan goes straight to S. That's his one free S tier.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah,
It deserves S.
Oh, really?
Oh,
fight,
yeah.
fight.
I've never liked Attack on Titan.
Oh,
I
what?
literally have never saw
How?
the appeal. What do I get out of big people? What do I get out of unlikable characters? What do I get out of...
Unlikable
Okay,
characters.
They're pretty unlikable.
I'm 3 episodes in, and I really don't like Eren. He does
Literally.
like he literally. Okay, I said this to Luke. He sounds literally like a fascist. Like you could literally put like a gray black and white filter on him and just say circa World War II, and then it'll fit.
I would believe you.
Yeah, he literally says, if you're weak, there's no point in living. You're a coward if you don't live for my lifestyle, which in his lifestyle is, I wish to destroy all the Titans in like the worst way possible. He's like, I'm trying my best. I like Mikasa, but like Eren himself, he's just kind of insane.
True.
That's your free S tier. All the other ones will be fought like Fight Club. All right. So there you go. That's your free pass. All right. Now, what is all this garbage next to Attack on Titan I'm looking at, young man? Now there's no holding back.
Okay, one of them is the high school, the junior high version.
Is that what this one is?
Yes.
All right. This looks cringe. Explain.
It's basically the exact same characters.
Okay.
From Attack on Titan.
Okay.
But they take them out of where they were and put them in high school. Same power structure, same everything. They just transplant them into a high school setting.
Sounds like boring fan service.
This sounds
Little
like
bit.
literally like any classroom, like any school anime with just like a very wide variety of people, but we still have a fascist as our pro tag, which is a little strange.
Little strange. What's he gonna do? Steal everyone's lunch money?
Literally.
Okay. Wait. Where does this go?
Oh wait, do I have to? So is it just by itself?
Yeah,
Or with
just
the context
by
of
itself.
Attack on Titan.
Just by itself.
D.
D.
All right.
Okay. All right. Now what's with
Could
the?
possibly go high E.
Okay. High E. That's
It's
okay.
not good by itself. If you have the context of Attack on Titan, it's good. If you don't, it sucks.
All right. Now what at the chibi? I see the little chibi Mikasa. That looks adorable. This guy also looks adorable. I forget his name.
E.
This is also E.
E.
Okay. That is also E. Hold on. Pause. Bye, Nathan. I hope he heard me. Keep that in. Okay. Azumanga?
Yeah, like I know very little about it, but I've seen these characters so many times.
Is it enough to be tiered or not?
No, I don't think so.
All right, because I really don't know anything until we get to Baki. I mean, I've heard of Bakano, but I've never watched Bakano.
I've also heard of Bakano, but never seen it.
Okay. I'd say we're skipping over a lot, but like we're like 10 minutes in already, so this is going to be good content. Okay. Baki the Grappler. Okay, so they split Baki the Grappler in the sequel series Baki. Okay, Baki is stupid, but it knows it's stupid, so it's funny.
Okay.
B. Very funny. It's very funny. They will literally take. Okay, let me pitch to you an arc. Okay, okay. Who's seen the whole entirety of Baki? This includes Baki Hanma. Have you seen Baki Hanma? All right, so you haven't seen Baki Hanma. Okay.
I haven't seen any of Baki.
Okay, good. So I'm just going to explain to you. It's badly written, but it knows. Okay. Like the animators knew, everyone knows. Everyone knows Baki doesn't have good writing because there's literally an arc in the middle of the whole show where Baki just fights in a praying mantis that's in his head for like 4 episodes. Would you like to know what that arc is in between?
Wait, so is he in his own head or is he just like having this whole like inner
he's in
monologue
his
and he's
room.
like sitting at home?
No, he's in his room, literally, instead of shadowboxing, fighting a praying mantis he made up in his head.
So is he physically fighting anything, or is he still just like
No, he looks
chilling
like,
and just like
he
imagining
looks like
it?
Patrick when Patrick was like trying to get SpongeBob into the salty spittoon.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, no, it's literally that.
Terror.
Okay, so would you like to know what's like before and after that arc?
Yes, please.
Before that arc, Muhammad Ali's son tries to riz Baki's girlfriend, so Baki's brother beats the crap out of him. Then Muhammad Ali Jr. goes, you know what? I'm gonna do it again. And then he tries to woo Baki's girlfriend, gets invited to an underground tournament where Baki shows up, takes his face, inserts it into the ground like so, looks into the crowd, looks his father in the eyes, says, I'm gonna take you down, old man. We then question the point because Muhammad Ali's son was introduced in that arc. Then he trains with the praying mantis. And then after he fights the praying mantis, he then concludes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the strongest prison in America to train under the strongest American, Biscuit Oliver, and a fictionalized version of Che Guerrera, who is also there. And if I can survive 3 months in that prison with 2 of the strongest inmates, I think I'll be able to fight my dad. It's so stupid, but it knows it.
I like that it was like Muhammad Ali's got Riz, but you know who's got unending Riz?
The praying mantis.
The praying mantis I made up in my head, and I gotta defeat him so he doesn't riz up my girl.
And in that thing, like in the praying mantis arc, there's like a kid who's like, Baki, what are you doing? Because he just sees Baki like pretending to get punched by a praying mantis, and the kid's like, what is he doing?
Bro, that kid could riz up his girlfriend at this point.
And now after I explained that to you, Baki the Grappler is a more serious, because technically Baki is a sequel to Baki the Grappler, because there's like 7, like Baki's been going for like 25 years. Baki the Grappler is like the first arc of Baki, but it's played very seriously. So it's like just generic dudes fighting. Kind of.
What is he grappling? Like why is he only a grappler there?
Because that's the final move he used against his brother in the tournament. It's a grapple.
Oh, so it's one of those anime moves that they use once and never use it again?
Kind of, yeah, because the action gets more and more weird as the manga keeps going.
Word, okay.
Yeah, so like literally it's just people punching each other, and the last move is like kind of like a grapple, and then he like suplexed him or something.
Yeah, you know, he just
he
suplexed
just
him or something.
It was
You know how it is.
I don't know, dude. It's been like, I watched this when I was like 13, thought it was cool, then went back to like Yu Yu Hakusho or something.
Went back to the classics.
Yeah, went back to the golden oldies. Well, technically, I think this came out like in the early 2000s, like 2001.
Yu Yu Hakusho was already a golden oldie long before that.
Was it? I thought it came out in 96.
Yeah, it was a golden oldie from when it was born. What do you mean, bro?
Good point. Can't argue with that. Bakugan. That's so easy. Boom. I'll accept any arguments. It's in D tier.
Listen, I was never a big Bakugan fan.
Yeah, I tried watching it and I liked the toys, but I just was not into the show. Just thought it was kind of like taking way too much inspiration from Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! For it to be separate in its own thing.
Yeah, I entirely agree. I felt like there were too many other good options for me to want to side with Bakugan at the same time.
Yeah, but yeah, Luke's quiet. I don't think he's happy with the Bakugan placement.
I know. I feel like he has something to say.
Do you have something to say about the Bakugan placement?
No, I don't know. I watched a lot of Bakugan because I had a couple friends who watched Bakugan, so I'm a little bit biased. I'm trying to think of a reason to not put it in D tier, and I can't.
Like, I'm not gonna put it anything worse than E, because I think that's just mean.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of just subpar. If we're talking about like Duel Masters, then that's it. That's an E tier one. That's an E tier. But this is fine. It's just kind of trite garbage. Now, all right. Now, what's this one?
Banana Fish?
What's Banana Fish?
I don't mind Banana Fish. I know someone who really, really, really loves Banana Fish, which is why I started to get into it, and I kind of like it from that, but I haven't seen a lot of it. But regardless, it's a little quirky. It's a little interesting.
What's it about?
I don't even know how to properly explain it to you.
Okay, that sounds like a
Like-
C tier to me.
Yeah, it's a very strange like plot. They're definitely in love. That's basically all I got.
All right. Banana Fish and C. Okay. Bayonetta Bloody Fate. Okay. All right. As a Devil May Cry fan, I of course like Bayonetta games. This is just an anime retelling of the plot of the first game, but it's more confusing and it's not really animated that well. So it's just kind of meh. It's okay. See? The whole point of Bayonetta is that she's like a 7-foot-tall witch who does wacky stuff and has gun high heels, and you really don't see that. It's just people staying still and talking for like half of the movie and then like a cool fight scene.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's so good about Bayonetta is that because she's so cool and has all those cool moves, you get to be her.
Yeah. And like that's actually an issue with the Devil May Cry anime, because it's just Dante, who's like one of the coolest dudes in video games, and he just kind of sits around and mopes around, which is character accurate. The dude has like depression, whatever, I get it. And then he just does something cool in the last 2 minutes of every episode, ends next episode.
Awesome.
So, we got B stars.
We got furry anime of the century, which honestly I need to state that it is so not cringe. I would put it in S tier or A tier, but I feel like that's a little too cringe of me to say it's an S tier, so you can put it in A tier.
A tier it is. The one thing, because I never watch it, but the one thing I do have to appreciate about this, not only is the author of this the daughter of Baki, the Baki mangaka. She did this. Is it she?
I believe so.
Okay. She did this and drew like anthropomorphic animals, 20 pages weekly for years. That in and of itself is impressive to me. Listen, I'm not a big furry guy. I'm not a big anthropomorphic guy, but I do appreciate the artistic merit that she was going through here.
The amount of work that goes into anthropomorphic art is like absolutely insane to me. Like one of my friends was always like, I do like anthropomorphic art because I make so much money off of it. Like it's insane the work that has to go into it.
Yeah, because if you look at a Gretzko here on our tier list, you look, they're like very cute, stylized. This is way more stylized, and this came out weekly. It takes them a year to make a Gretzko season. It took this artist like every single week for a couple years. She'd make 20 pages of this. It's just so impressive.
Well, it's also so impressive because like those characters are strictly made out to be like human beings. Like it is a large portion of the point is about the fact that they are basically people in an animalistic world. And a Gretzko is kind of like cutesy anime animals, like rather than like animals who are dealing with racism and segregation.
Yes, of course. The Japanese Wolf Among Us. I get it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Goshi's literally just the wolf among us. Oh no.
Okay. All right. Josh gets mad time. Okay. As a huge fan of the Berserk manga, I have to tell you right now, if there's an adaptation of Berserk you gotta see, the answer is none of them. Don't watch it. Berserk 2016, absolute trash, garbage. You should not have 3D animated it. I understand Berserk is very hard to draw. I understand it takes a lot of detail, but don't hire a French company who barely does CG and an anime company that makes ironically badly drawn anime to make Berserk. Who thought of that was a good idea? And they got 2 seasons. They don't even follow the source material. They just kind of merge arcs when they feel like it and skip certain arcs they just don't want to see. But don't worry, it still has all the fan service that, you'd want, you little sicko. The Golden Age movies are fine. They're just really drawn out. And honestly, the CG is also bad. I mean, they're just kind of okay. I mean, they're really badly paced. And then Berserk 96, I don't know. The aesthetics of this kind of save it, but I don't know, it's borderline. I don't know if anyone has any strong opinions like I do on how these aren't good.
I've never been a big fan of Berserk, but that's only because of like content, like certain content, and it is very harsh for me. But I also agree with the fact that like when you were talking about the one that you put in F tier, like the order of which the arcs happen in Berserk is what makes the content like worthwhile and what makes the content worth going through, because as I've been told by so many people, it is about a lot of traumatic items and a lot of traumatic things, but that trauma like goes through the arcs and helps him get to the end. So really just like screwing with that makes no sense whatsoever. Like,
Yeah. So, like, for example, this is the Golden Age arc. This is the second arc and is one of the longest arcs in Berserk, right? So, for Berserk 2016, they decided, what if the first episode is in the arc before the Golden Age arc? Then we skip the Golden Age arc, skip the arc after that arc, and then immediately go to a different arc. And I'm like, why?
see, that just sounds confusing.
That's already confusing. You already made it confusing. Like, it's just a mess. Sometimes they just switch villains from certain arcs because they messed it up so much. And I'm like, each villain like represents like something. You can't just like they're not like Dragon Ball Z villains. They each have like a purpose after the Golden Age arc. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. I don't. The 90s one has like it has great music, great art style, but it's just so slow and boring. I don't know. These two Berserk ones are C tier. 2016 Berserk's F. Trash. Wait, hold on. My IQ's dropping. Why are there 3 Beyblades here? Well, this is a tonal whiplash. Wait. I just remember the original Beyblade. What are these two?
I do remember there being a Beyblade reboot, but I don't remember there being 2 of them.
Yeah, hold on. Luke, explain. What is going on here?
You're young.
Yeah, you're hipping and hopping.
I only know the Beyblade in the middle.
Metal Fusion? Is that what that... Hold on.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I don't know how I read that from here. Okay, so that's... Yeah, because it has the metal thing. Okay, well then I'll throw the original in the same tier as like... Actually, no, E. All right, you can put... Where are we putting this one? Because it's just kids yelling at tops. So we can't be too kind here.
No, the main character had a little bit of decent development.
Okay.
I'd say D.
D? Okay.
I'd say D.
All right.
I feel
I
like
can't remember the guy's name, but he was okay. He was cool.
I feel like my biggest problem with shows like this is that it's like a lot of times surrounded around a toy, so it's kind of like you get to choose which toy you think is the coolest, like Bakugan and like Beyblade, and then like there was just so many different collectible things for it.
Yeah. Which, it's actually kind of funny because that's what American cartoons in the 80s used to be.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, 80s cartoons are the best, the best, it was made to sell toys. There was a Rubik's Cube cartoon, for crying out loud. Like, come on, they had no decency back then.
No, exactly.
In anime, they still do it.
They aren't even hiding it.
Yeah, they're not even hiding it. And we're just going to skip Burst. I don't even know what the hell this is.
No clue.
Black Bullet?
Yes.
All right, I don't know what Black Bullet is.
Me neither.
All right, Black Butler. This one, okay, I know that there's like 2 parts. I think I only watched the first part or something, and I thought it was kind of cool.
Yes, I have also only watched the first part, but I, once again, also think it's kind of cool. It's just like, what if anime was in Britain? And it's kind of cute. Like
F tier.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
now hold on.
You
Now
said the
hold
B
on,
word.
just
You
to
said
wait, just one gosh dang
I'm thinking
second.
B.
Yeah, I would Black Butler in B tier. I feel like that they belong.
Okay. The 3 Bs. Okay. Is this Black Clover?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. In F. Next one. I will hear any arguments.
Nah, man, I got nothing to say.
All right. What do you got? Luke? You got anything?
Haven't watched Black Clover.
Good.
Me neither.
Okay. Black Lagoon. I remember only watching half of this and I never finished it, but I thought it looked cool.
I always thought it looked cool. From what I've seen of it, I've always thought it seemed interesting, but I've never actually gotten into like deep into the plot or anything.
Okay. Okay, I don't feel comfortable ranking it then, unless you feel comfortable ranking it.
No.
Okay. Bleach. Easy E. Easy E tier. All right. My reasoning. Okay. Imagine an average Shonen Jump show full of trite garbage, BS villains, stupid power-ups. Everyone thinks Dragon Ball Z. I think Bleach is that. I literally don't care about Ichigo as a character. Half the cast doesn't matter because it's a revolving door cast because the author's like, oh, I gotta write these new characters. I gotta write this cat lady and this guy called Grimjaw. And yeah, is the art style really cool? Yeah. Is the plot bad? Oh yeah. Every time I try to wrap my head around the plot, it's just bad. And it doesn't help that for the anime specifically, they actually skip arcs because the people who were making the anime hated the first arc of the manga, so they skipped through like They sped run through it, and because they sped run through it, they got to the Soul Society arc, and there's so much filler because they just decided to speed through an arc. They had plenty of time to make this without filler, but they didn't care. So
it's just ridiculously disappointing when it's like showrunners are like, oh, we hate this arc so badly, we're just gonna skip it, and it's like, well, hey, it's part of the plot though. Like that arc had something important, and it definitely meant something to their character at that point.
yeah,
It was written there for a reason.
Yeah, I'm only putting it in E because of art style. Also because the dumb fights are fun to watch if you watch it without context, and Grimjaw is just cool. Grimjaw, yeah, Jaeger Grimjaw. Oh, and
Look at his pants.
yeah, dude. Oh, he's
So slay.
This guy is such a good art. Like he could just make fighting games instead of writing Bleach, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Hold on, where's him with Pantera?
Like the band?
No. So everyone's sword gets like a JoJo stand, and his turns him into like an ice animal called
funny.
Pantera.
Funny how another JoJo stand just takes music.
Yeah. No, he's the only one that does this though. That's the funny thing.
That's so funny.
He's like one of the only ones. It's like Ichigo has like the Death Bankai, and like everyone's like, oh yeah, Harmony of Frost. This guy's like, let's go Pantera. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, sorry. I just like Grimjaw. And this is the new arc because the tragedy of Bleach is that Shonen Jump came in one day to the office and said, "Hey, I know you're in the middle of an arc. Can you just end this in 20 issues? And also we're canceling the anime." So Bleach just died in one day. And it never got the final adaptation of the last arc, and this is the last arc. It's being adapted right now, and I gotta say, a lot of money being put into it. Visually beautiful. Issue, it's still Bleach. E tier. All right, next one.
All right.
What is this?
Blood Blockade Battlefront.
No, we got Black Butler and B. We can't have another 3 Bs. Unless anyone knows what this is.
No.
I do.
Okay,
I'm on episode 3.
you're on episode 3. What are you throwing this in right now? Or is it too early to tell?
Right now, I don't know. I swear, the show literally has like no plot. It's just fighting.
That sounds like a D already.
But the fighting is really, really good.
Okay, so what do you want to do? C, D?
I was thinking C, but I feel like, I don't know. I've only watched 3 episodes, so I don't know.
It's up to you.
I might just not rate it.
Okay, well, skip it then. All right.
If I were going to rate it right now, though, I'd rate it D.
All right, these are the 2 Blue Exorcists. I never cared for these, so it's whatever you 2 want.
I started the first Blue Exorcist so long ago, because some dude that I was hanging out with was like, "Yo, Blue Exorcist is the best anime. Can we start watching it?" And I was like, "Okay." And then he left like 15 minutes in, and I was like, "Bye," because I did not want to hang out with him. But one of my roommates really likes it, so I'll give it a little bit of credit for that.
Okay, all right.
I've heard good things.
All right. And are you a Blue Exorcist fan, Luke?
Nope.
Okay.
I've not watched it yet.
Right, so we're skipping Blue Exorcist. Is Blue Lock? Okay, that's Blue Lock. I didn't watch Blue Lock yet.
I didn't either.
That's the soccer one. I mean, I've seen some scenes. It looks cool. Brand New Animal.
I like Brand New Animal. I will be honest. I feel like I look like a furry. I promise I'm not one. And I have only responded to like 2 animes really heavily, and I'm like, yes, Brand New Animal. And
I didn't finish it, but I liked it.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's like what are you thinking? B or A?
I would say A, honestly.
Okay, all right.
I feel like it's another one of those really good like beginner animes that's very like cyberpunk, like cute little.
It's also by Studio Trigger, so like
Yes.
it's already quality.
Yep.
Okay. Godin. Sorry, this is my first A tier. I will have no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bobobo. Funniest thing, it is both funny subbed and dubbed, and they're 2 completely different animals. All right? It is a literally like a meme post of an anime. There is like a whole episode parodying everyone getting BS power-ups, where some guy's like, "How are you gonna fight the sea serpent, Bobobo?" And Bobobo's like, "I did some advanced training." And then it's like, "Well, what was the advanced training?" "I sat on top of a shopping cart and inched my body like a worm to move it to the deli department, where I found this really neat jacket, and now to use my ultimate move." And he just makes his nose hairs just like blonde and instead of black. It is a joke It is very funny. I highly recommend both versions.
Awesome.
And also for dub-wise, I think the man Richard Epcar, who voices Raiden in Mortal Kombat, and old Joseph and JoJo voices Boba Bo, and he is one of my favorite voice actors. He's great. I saw Bocchi the Rock. I didn't watch it yet, but it looked really good.
I also haven't yet, but it does look really, really good.
Okay, so I assumed you didn't see it yet, Luke. You don't really strike me as a Bocchi the Rock kind of guy.
Don't know what that is.
Girl with social anxiety wants to start a band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's cute. It's actually very. I watched like some scenes and I'm like, wow, this is entertaining. I should watch it.
All right, wait, what's it called again?
Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi. Yes, I got it without looking. All right, so yeah. Boruto F. Boruto's an F.
Yep.
All right.
Makes sense.
I don't know what this is. Batumi? What? Batumi. I don't know what that is. Bruno Stray Dogs I haven't watched yet.
Me either.
Burn the Witch I have watched. It's in the same tier as Bleach because it's made by the same person. I'd only rank it higher because it's 3 episodes instead of 100 something. But it's also kind of a waste of time. Call of the Night, no idea. Captain Harlock, that is an old one.
Yeah.
That is a really old one. Jesus, I haven't even watched that.
Me neither.
Actually, I think the mangaka who made that just died.
Really?
Like I think so. Like a couple months ago.
I mean, that makes sense. It's very old.
Captain Tsubasa is also a really old one. Yeah, actually, Captain Tsubasa was in the 80s manga-wise. I don't know when it was animated.
I forget what it's called, but I do know what that is. It's a Netflix one.
Oh.
It's really good, actually.
All right, where do you remember?
It's about 2 musicians. They're cute. They're so cute.
Where are you throwing it? I forget the name of it.
I would honestly put it in B because it's really fun, but mostly the songs are great and the songs are translated. They're sung in Japanese and also translated in English, and they are beautiful no matter what. Like they move me to tears.
Nice. Casher and Sins, I watched it and I don't remember a single thing about it. I also watched it when I was like 13, so like I don't know. So I don't think I'm gonna rate it because then I'd put it somewhere mean. Castle in the Sky. Oh wait, which one was Castle in the Sky? It's been a while since I binged all of them.
Not Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, it's not Howl's
I was
Moving
gonna
Castle.
say, it's not Howl's Moving Castle, so why do I care?
Yeah, listen, if it's not Princess Mononoke, why is it even here? All right. I actually don't remember this one at all.
I don't really remember much of it.
All right, so that one's getting a skip. Castlevania. That's an easy A. I haven't watched season 4. I had a lot of issues about season 3, but season 1 and 2 are pretty like tight.
Yeah.
Rating wise.
I watched the first season completely and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't seen much more from it, but I have heard really good things.
Yeah, season 2 is also really good. Season 3 is essentially a plot that could have been done by the same, because season 1's like 4 episodes. Mm-hmm. Season 3 is a season in which it could have been done in 4 episodes, but they put so much unnecessary bloat in it. Like there's a whole Alucard side story where it's just to explain he is lonely and has no purpose, and it takes way too long to get that point across.
Poor baby.
Yeah, it like literally they do it perfectly in one scene, like in the first scene of that subplot, but they keep the subplot going for another 10 episodes, and I'm like, why?
They just really wanted to focus on their depressed little vampire twink.
Yeah, exactly. And also the Hector's plot was the one cool part of this was literally they had a side story with the other necromancer, the black necromancer. I forget his name. But he had like literally the sickest story where he literally summons up, because he's a necromancer, he summons up monsters and asks, who were you when you were alive? And like is like like in the desert questioning what is the purpose of humanity, what keeps us all of us going, what should we all strive for as a and it's like really interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's not even the main plot, it's a subplot, and like that's the best one. And you know, but yeah, I mean like if it wasn't for season 3, I'd probably throw it in S tier, but and I have yet to see season 4. Cells at Work, I've never watched it.
Me neither.
Chainsaw Man. Okay, so we're only counting the anime for this, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
I can't put it in S then. Because Katana Man arc isn't the best arc. It's like the least good arc of all Chainsaw Man. I mean, it's good.
But do you think you're? I mean, I don't know. I would still be willing to put it in S or A.
You sure?
I really like the anime, but I also understand that like I didn't finish the manga, so I am like not as well opinionated as I could be.
Yeah, it's too early, and it's like the weakest. I mean, like I know I'm saying weakest. It's still good. I feel like it needs the other arcs to to show why the Katana Man arc was good.
Needs more time to build up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll throw it in S tier. It's Chainsaw Man. I gotta rep Chainsaw Man.
We gotta rep Denji.
Denji's our boy. Denji's the man. All right. But don't ever act like Denji. Okay, next one. Charlotte. No idea. no idea. What are any? Oh my God, City Hunter. That's another old one. I actually don't know I actually don't know what's the difference between this and City Hunter, like the original one in '91. I don't remember. Skipping that one. What's Clannad?
I've never seen it.
All right, skipping that one. Wow, there's a lot of skips.
Another Clannad.
Okay, skip. Classroom of the... It's probably bad. All right, skip. Claymore, dumb. Claymore's dumb. Claymore's dumb. Next one. I will have no one argue. All the characters are boring and the ending's bad.
I got nothing to say.
Code Geass. I have yet to watch this. Everyone says it's really good.
Everyone says it's amazing.
But have any of us watched it?
Have you?
Nope.
Wow.
Been meaning to.
I'm glad we've all just been meaning to watch it for so long.
We're all like, I've heard it's good. It's been on my watch list.
It's literally one of the most well-known anime. Yeah, it's on my watch list. I'll get there.
I'll get there. I'm too busy watching Attack on Titan.
Chainsaw Man is an S tier anime. I like Beyblade, actually.
Yeah, actually, I've been too busy watching Beyblade Burst in order to watch one of the greatest animes known to man. Okay, what about Corpse Party?
I like Corpse Party. I think I enjoyed reading it more than I enjoyed watching it, but I don't like hate it either way.
Okay, so I actually have like an existential question. This also applies to us to the Last of Us TV show. Okay, so from what I understand, is Corpse Party like a visual novel? I don't know much about Corpse Party. But this also
Sort
applies to
of.
Danganronpa.
Corpse Party is less of a visual novel than Danganronpa, I'd say, but it is still kind of sort of. I feel like they're in like the same wheelhouse. They're very similar.
Yeah, so here's my question. Does making like a visual product of something that's so narratively driven, does that defeat the point of the original game?
I actually think about this a lot, and we're going to have to get into it later because Danganronpa, the animation, is just trigger Happy Havoc and tells you like who like commits all the crimes and everything. And though I really like it as like an after effect of like playing the video game, it definitely does take away from the video game because you can just watch this and then know what happens throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking because I didn't know there was a Corpse Party anime. So I'm like, wait, does watching this just you don't ever need to play the game? Because like visual novels, they don't have a lot of like gameplay to it. So if there's no point of playing the gameplay and you just watch, like, and I feel the same about The Last of Us because let's be real, no one played Last of Us for the gameplay. You're insane if you did. It's very narratively driven, good narrative. But if you turn it into a TV show, does that like get rid of the main appeal? Like what's the point at a certain point? And I don't know if Corpse Party falls into that.
No, I kind of get that. I kind of get what you're saying there.
So like, I don't know if you watched it, but I don't know if you want to rate it.
I've seen
with
like,
that in mind.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but definitely with that in mind, I'd put it in a C.
It's C. All right, Corpse Party is in C. Cowboy Bebop, that's S. That's S. Easy S tier. No one's gonna argue with you about that.
Nope.
In fact, if anything, Cowboy Bebop's the one anime that everyone should like just watch. It's classic.
It's a really universally accepted anime by like all genres of people who like anime.
Okay, do you want to know a really funny story about Cowboy Bebop?
I absolutely do.
Okay, you know Nostalgia Critic?
Yes, I do.
All right, so when he retired, he did his top 10 favorite fictional characters ever. He put Ed as like number 7.
Wow.
And he goes, yeah, I know all you people are freaked out right now because I'm putting an anime character this high, but I don't think you understand. Ed is such a great character. Which Ed is the non-binary tech character in Cowboy Bebop. That was the really annoying one in the live action version. But
I mean, no, I was gonna say that they made literally horrible in live action. But
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
No.
It got canceled anyway.
Yeah,
It's all over. It's all over now.
The show's dead. Shh.
The nightmare was over.
Okay, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Okay, you told me beforehand that you think this should go in S tier. So, all right. Lay it on me. What's your argument here?
Well, okay.
What's your argument here, Chief?
I have thought about this
Okay.
for a while.
Gotcha.
About 2 hours yesterday because I didn't have anything else to do.
You sat there and pontificated like an old Aristotle.
Well, I was doing other things. It was just in, like
Okay, all right. No, I got you.
roaming around in my head.
Okay.
I don't think it should, considering everything else,
Okay.
I don't think it should be S.
Okay.
However, I still think it should be mid A.
I'll accept this.
At the very least, it should be mid A.
Okay. He's only doing this because he knows that I will literally fight him, Gianna, because one day before he left, he's like, okay, so Cyberpunk's obviously going in S tier. And I immediately just went, I want you to look at Akira right in the face and tell me that Cyberpunk Edge Runners is as good as Akira.
Yeah, that's the problem when you look at it, when you're like, oh, this anime's great. Like for me, watching Death Note as a kid, I was like, this is the best anime ever. And then I look at Akira and or Cowboy Bebop and I'm like, oh, I understand what anime is now. Like I understand what the tiers are.
I understand the hierarchy.
Yes.
But no, I accept it in A, even though I never watched it, but everything was spoiled about it for me, so I know like essentially the whole plot. Thanks, Twitter. Next time you find an anime to look at for a week, don't spoil every scene. Thank you. Wait, Cyber 6 is here? That is okay. You know what? You two would probably like this. I don't even know if this even counts as an anime, but it's like this dorky dude is like a researcher during the day, but at night he ain't a dude. It was a woman in disguise, and she's a secret agent who does cool Matrix stuff and like does like spy fights, and it's beautifully animated. It's
That
actually
sounds
really
sick
good.
as hell.
Oh yeah, it's very, and it has like that 90s Warner Brothers art aesthetic.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, hold on. You know what?
So I was gonna say it looks like the cover. Looking at it, I'm like, is that Evangelion? Like,
Okay, hold on. Where's some good images of it? Man, this is such a tiny thing. Yeah, like oh wow, you really can't. Wow. Okay, but yeah, like look.
I've
yeah.
seen photos of that.
Yeah, no, it's really good. It's like a really good show. Like, you know, Vampire Hunter D looking character, but yeah, no, it's a really fun show. Beautifully animated, very well animated. I always thought this was like a WB show.
She looks like bootleg Bayonetta, but I love it.
Oh my, yeah, like
so slay.
10 years before it even happened. Oh my God, Bayonetta's a thief. Okay, yeah, Cyber 6 is going in B. I'll throw that in B. I reckon. I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. If anyone wants to check it out. Okay, there's 3 Dangan. Wait, hold on. My brain's losing brain cells.
There are 3 Danganronpa animes, but 2 of them are technically together. So the first 2 there, Danganronpa Hope and Danganronpa Despair, are the V3 ones. So they are. It's Killing Harmony. So it is new content. It is not the content from the games. So those first 2. The only big problem with it is that a lot of people get really confused about this, which I was saying earlier, which is that you have to watch an episode of Hope and then an episode of Despair, and you have to go back and forth between the 2 parts. But people consider them as 2 separate anime, so they're always confused and they don't know why the plot doesn't work for some reason. But in reality, it's because there are 2 stories happening at the same time and you're supposed to be following them both. So keeping that in mind, I think that they're great. I actually think that those 2, I think the Hope and Despair arcs are really good. But Danganronpa, just the animation, the Funimation animation is very similar to Corpse Party, where I would put it in C tier, honestly. Like, I would definitely put that one in C tier because it's the exact thing as the video game. And although it was really fun and it was a good way for me to show it to people who weren't willing to play the video game, it's not. I would rather they just be willing to play the video game. But I would put Hope and Despair, honestly, in B. Okay. They're really good when you consider them together and when you watch them together.
Okay. I also missed D Grayman mid. Every single time they try to make an anime out of this, it never finishes because the plot's not paced well. Cool idea, though.
Is that the daily lives of high school boys?
It looks it. Sid, why? Do you want to throw it somewhere or no?
No, I once watched an episode of that in anime club in high school, and it smelled really bad in there, so I had to leave.
Banger story. Darling in the Franxx, I never watched it.
Me neither.
Never watched. What is this? It's probably some nerd garbage. Dead Man Wonderland, never watched.
Me neither.
I've been meaning to watch that.
I've heard a lot of really good things about the manga.
Yeah. Also,
I've heard
everyone
good things about manga and anime.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah. Also, I just know this character. I don't even know their name. I just know the design.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the spiral on their shoulder. Death Note. All right. Hold on. I'm looking at this list. I'm not putting it any higher than B.
I was going to say, I'd be very willing to put Death Note in B and keep it there.
Okay. So we're all adults here. We all know we all watched Death Note, right?
Yes.
We're all
Yes.
adult. Okay. So I can spoil it. This is we're not hiding anything. There's spoilers. The moment L dies, it becomes one of the most boring, bad animes I've ever watched. It goes from a 10 out of 10 to a 1 out of 10 so fast. Like, I don't understand. And I don't know why it had to go that long. I don't know why. It's just bad. That's why I'm not putting it in A. That's why I'm not putting it in S.
Have you ever read it? Have either of you guys read it?
I have not yet read it.
It's
I
basically
have
an
read
exact
parts.
adaptation.
Oh, no. Is it really?
Yes.
I thought
Elle-
they changed it.
No, Elle dies in the manga,
No,
too.
I knew that. I just meant like the Wonder Twins.
No, Mello and Nier are still in it.
Uh,
Mello and Nier are there, and they all have things. I just feel like I feel like the pacing with it got so much worse because like the relationship between Elle and Light was what made so many people stay. And reading the manga, I didn't not enjoy it. Like it was a little boring because I was like, damn, Elle was like my baby girl. Where did he go? But Mello and Nier weren't too bad, and I kind of just got over them after a while.
I just think they're just like
They're not as good.
No, they do that anime trope where and they do this with a lot of like anime when they just shove a bunch of new characters in instead of taking the time to flesh them out because they put too many in too fast. They just kind of give them one trait, and if that one trait is annoying, like the one that's an edgelord who's obsessed with chocolate bars,
That's Mello.
That's annoying. And it's like, well, we're gonna add more story later. It's like, no. You need to explain him now because I don't like him. So like I lose my patience more and more as I don't know. I just really did not care for the two Wonder Twins.
I get that.
And
I liked Nier slightly more because it was like, oh, he's from the same like orphanage, so like he looked up to him, and I was like, all right, I almost see that. But then like Mello is just annoying as hell, and I didn't really know
Yeah.
why he was there or why he just hates Nier. He just does.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Death Parade. Anyone watch Death Parade?
No,
Nope.
Anyone watch Decadence?
no.
Wait, hold on. I'm stupid. Did they split?
Mugen Train is separate.
Okay.
So
All right.
that is the anime, and that one's Mugen Train.
Okay, so let's just say this has the Mugen Train arc, and this is the standalone movie. So let's just
Yeah.
start with the anime. Anime's easy A tier. Can we agree with this?
Definitely.
Easy A tier? Oh.
What about you?
Oh, Luke's got some thoughts.
I don't.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Oh, what do you mean you don't know?
If you're about to look me in the eyes and tell me that Attack on Titan still deserves to be above Demon Slayer, I'm literally gonna suplex you through the glass window.
Baki Hanma him. Baki
don't-
Hanma him.
I don't.
You're gonna
hate,
get grappled.
I don't hate Demon Slayer. I just don't like.
But you like Attack on Titan more?
I do. Yes.
You're still young. It's okay. You'll grow old.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Someday you'll mature.
Where would you have put Demon Slayer then?
B.
B?
Boo.
Okay, well, no, hold on. What is the reasoning? Okay, what arc have you gotten up to?
I have watched everything besides whatever just came out.
So the Swordsmith Village arc.
Yeah.
Okay. And you mean to tell me that you don't think it's... Why is it not deserving of A? Why is it B here?
I don't like the first season that much.
Is it because the characters actually have plot and have feelings other than Attack on Titan?
Which is just...
where it's just action and fighting? Demon Slayer is a lot about like family themes and like healing from trauma and like
is true.
trust.
And
This is true.
also, it's one of the only times I've seen the Shonen Jump where they take the formula and they don't make it feel like trite garbage.
I was about to say that.
Like-
It's one of the only shonens that like holds up.
Like it's like, okay, training arc, okay, and then like it's like, how do we do the training arc? Okay, in the beginning, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have the character backstory behind the swordsmith, and this is gonna be 20 minutes tops. And when I'm like, whoa, the pacing, phenomenal, thank you. Instead of 3 episodes of dudes in a room screaming. All right. As much as Dragon Ball Z was my favorite show growing up, I that means I have legal right to make fun of it. And this show takes every cliche, makes it watchable and presentable in a high quality format.
It makes it watchable, presentable, and honestly makes it like more actually like narrative driven. Like it makes me care more about the characters I'm watching. It's not just like, oh, this good guy's gonna defeat the bad guy. It's like, oh, Tanjiro went through hell, saved his sister. Him and his sister are going through so much just so that they can survive and overcome.
Okay.
I love them.
Now is when I'm about to get spicy. Mugen Train on its own is not as good as the show.
No, of course not.
It's in B. You need so much context to understand what is going on. And also as a plot, okay, so the plot of Mugen Train, okay, is for some reason they just turned an arc, which is like the second season, into a movie for those who are watching. And it's about when they meet one of the Hashira, which is the highest member of the Demon Slayer Corps, in a train because there's abductions in a train. Turns out the train is part demon or whatever. So that hence the term Mugen Train, right? So they fight a train for a whole movie, which is sick. Until we get to, I think, like the hour 10 mark. They beat the train. You go, wait, there's 20 minutes left. A random villain that is explained in the in the show, not the movie, just shows up, throws hands, kills someone, then leaves. And then the end is everyone crying. And I'm like, this really needs context in order for it to be like a lot better. It should have just been a season of the show.
The movie only makes sense as a season of the show. And literally when the movie was announced, I was like, oh, awesome. They're like making a film adaptation of the Mugen Train arc, because I thought maybe they're doing it so it'll be easier to tell the whole arc, or like, you know, like to get the whole train done in one go. And that would be like the next part of it. But then they just redid it again, and that doesn't make sense to me.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't redo it. They just recut it.
Yeah,
they didn't even. They added one episode, and they didn't add anything else.
And I was just confused about it. Like I bought the movie. I was so excited to watch it when it first came out. I was wicked excited because I was like, oh, the newest part of Demon Slayer, and then season 2 will come out.
Yeah, and it's like season 2. Well, half of it's just a recut version of Mugen Train. Then it's the Entertainment District arc, which is the real season 2. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, all right. But
Just felt pointless.
Yeah, it just feels like you know, they just wanted a lot of money, which, you know, good for them. It made a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's a solid arc, but as a standalone movie, no.
As a standalone movie without any other explanation, definitely not.
Is this Detective Conan?
Yes.
I've not watched all 1,200 episodes, so I can't place this anyway.
I was gonna say, isn't that long as hell?
Yeah, it's like One Piece, but not as cool as One Piece. All right, Devilman Crybaby. I willingly chose not to watch this, so whatever you want.
I'd give it a C.
C.
Honestly, like it's pretty mid. It's pretty like basic mid tier. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's like great. It's a pretty good Netflix anime.
Yeah.
Solid.
And the original Devilman.
Yeah, I've never seen the original though, which seems sad for me.
Wait, hold on. I'm about to throw some words. There's Digimon, and then the remake of where's Digimon Frontiers, the best one? Ugh, whatever. The original Digimon's like C tier. I don't know if anyone wants to argue with me on that. I didn't watch the remake yet.
I never watched Digimon.
The best one was Digimon Frontiers, but like even so, I'd probably still put that in C. But like the original one's fine. Dinosaur King. Ooh, very easy E. It's just a Pokemon clone. Pokemon ripoff that 4Kids dubbed. Do I even want to know what that is?
I don't think so.
Good. All right. Don't mess with me, Nagatoro.
Don't mess with me, Miss Nagitoro. Is there something lower than F? Called P for perverts.
Well, just keep it an F tier. This is and I love how, and this is going to be a theme.
G tier for gross.
This is one of the things I actually also hate about dubbing companies. They tried to make this more based. So like, basically the plot is, oh, there's this aggressive girl and this awkward boy, and they fall in love, blah, 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 and they do awkward, perverted stuff, and they're like children. They tried to make it more, I guess, acceptable by having this character right here be voiced by a black woman and basically like treat her like a black woman. Issue. She's just tan.
Yep.
She's not actually black. Which is like, it comes off, it's like it's like, this is unsalvageable. Just let it stay.
I love when it comes full circle on the fact that anime in Japan is incredibly racist.
Oh yeah. That is another positive of Bleach. There's a lot of actually really well written and well drawn black characters in Bleach.
Nice.
That's
awesome.
That and Naruto both have that, but Miss Nagatoro, I would never do that. Doraemon, I've never fully watched this.
Me neither. They're just cute.
Dore Hetero, manga, S tier. Anime, gross 3D, and also it's never gonna get finished. I'll put it in B tier. Unironically, I think the manga is now in like full print, like the full series. I very much recommend it.
Yeah, I've been told like many times to watch it because when the anime was first coming out, my friend was like, "You need to read this. Like, you need to go through and read this."
Oh my god, the art style's so good and grimy. You know what? Let me just pull up an example here. What is the... Yeah, oh god, this art is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so grimy and Tim Burton-esque.
I love that.
Oh my god, and then they made him 3D, and I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh, like it's...
It draws away so much from the original art style and the charm it had.
Like, art, 3D. It's not really that good.
You're just losing so much detail. So much of like the effect that's what made it so cool to look at in the first place.
Yeah. Also, here's his 9-foot-tall buff girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. She's so cool.
Oh my god, I want her to pummel me.
Same.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Noi. Yeah, no, she's cool. She was supposed to be because it's about mages. She was supposed to be like the highest ranking one. She was training to be the highest ranking one.
So based.
And she was helping this kid get revenge. This is when they were like teenagers or young adults. And she decided to quit that dream, like break out of whatever covenant it is to help him be an assassin to get his revenge. Because he was a magician, because his fingers are all cut off because he couldn't get his magic, because the magic's in your fingertips. And he couldn't find, he wanted to be a magician and he couldn't find his magic. So he dismembered both of his arms, like, to do it. Like, he's that nuts. This isn't even the main character. It follows two main characters at the same time. The crocodile's the main guy. He's a guy with amnesia. Yeah, the crocodile's I haven't even been discussing the main guy.
Crocodile bad memory.
Yeah. The crocodile, and he really likes dumplings, and he has this lady as his friend, and she makes dumplings. Yeah,
They are besties.
they're besties, and they're living in like the slums, while the heart guy and No live in like the rich place. Yeah, no, it's very, very good manga. Very good manga. Recommended. Anime also ends on a cliffhanger and is also no season 2 confirmed, so don't bother. What is this? This is Doro what? Never watched it.
Me neither.
Dr. Stone. Oh, it's so stupid, but it's so funny. I'm thinking B tier. I don't know if anyone else has watched Dr. Stone yet.
I haven't. I've also heard that it's very silly. I've heard it's a little ridiculous.
Oh, it's just Jimmy Neutron, but anime.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But hey, what's not to like?
Bro's like, okay, in the future, there's no technology. All the strong buff people who are like basically Jotaro are in this mountain. How do I get in there in caveman times with no technology? He sits down, thinks, what if I build a tank? And he does. He builds a tank.
The only logical solution.
He builds a tank. And that's just Dr. Stone in a nutshell. Okay.
We're in your range now.
We're in my range. Okay, Dragon Ball. A lot of issues because it's an anime. A lot of questionable content. However, pretty decent. Okay? I'll put it in B. Then we get to Z. All right, I have to scroll a lot. Sorry for the tension. Listen, Dragon Ball Z was my birth. I grew up on both of these. But as an adult, I will tell you, Z is the same plot setup over and over again for 4 arcs. And then we get to Super. Still not the worst Dragon Ball series. GT is much worse, but this is like the Marvel equivalent. Like they just made it super safe and boring of Z, which I didn't know was possible. But all it is full of easy nostalgia grabs and whatever. GT would like go in like F. But yeah, that's Dragon Ball's B, Z is C, Super is D. I still buy every single Dragon Ball Z game. You can't stop me. It's a product of its time. That's the thing. It's just like no one else did it before it, other than Fist of the North Star, which it obviously took inspiration of. But now that it's out, everyone has copied it and did it better.
Yeah.
So it aged.
It was a gateway.
Exactly. It's a gateway.
Dragon Ball Z is a gateway.
Like if you just play like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or whatever, it's like such an easy way to get into anime with such a simple story. It's not too hard to follow. Super easy.
When my brother and I were kids, our neighbor had one of the Dragon Ball Z games, and that was how I first discovered what anime was and how I first discovered what Dragon Ball Z was. Yeah. And I would just button mash and play as the big pink one.
Boo! Majin Buu!
Yep, Majin Buu.
Which, Majin Buu is the only confusing part of the arc. Because there's multiple Boos, but they're all the same Boo, but it's 2 Boos.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a shrimpy one, and his name is Kid Buu. He's the first one. He absorbed 2 gods, and he became the big fat one.
Nice.
Then the big fat one, I think when he woke up, he got rid of all the evil in him, and then the evil one turned the pink fat one into a cookie, and then ate him, and then became a tall, jacked, 9-foot tall one.
Awesome.
And then Goku and Vegeta went inside his brain, took out the fat pink one, and turned him back into the shrimp original. And I'm like, wow, that is confusing.
Okay.
And that's Dragon Ball Z's final arc. Dai, the Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai, never watched. Drifters, nope. Earwig and the Witch, mid alert.
Yeah.
It
was just fine.
It was, yeah, it was Miyazaki setting up his, was it his son?
I think.
He was setting up his... Okay, Miyazaki is a very jealous person, so he sets up people to fail, and Earwig and the Witch is one of those examples where he tried to set someone up to fail. And it's just a mid-3D movie. It's fine. Okay, you know more about Elfen Lied than... I don't know what this is.
Elfen Lied is another one of those anime that I watched at the exact same time as another, which is just gory, but it's bloody, and it's got full frontal boobies. And I thought that was cool as all hell when I was 15. So, in conclusion, the plot's actually not that bad. It's kind of interesting. So I would say I'd put it in C, honestly.
C, all right. C it is. All right.
Kind of just like they're helping a misfit alien type.
Okay.
Like normal anime content.
Okay. Erased. I have not watched Erased.
I love Erased.
Okay. What about you, Luke? Did you say something about Erased?
Have not watched Erased.
Okay. So where are we putting Erased as well?
I would put it in A or B, honestly.
What needs more?
I would say
Okay, looking
A.
at this, A. Okay, all right.
It is just so emotional, and it is so well, like the story was really well told. And I also feel like it's not overly drawn out. Like it's a good length for what
they
they're
actually
going
planned
for.
out
Yeah.
the episode times. All right. Okay. Ergo Proxy.
Why Ergo Proxy look like the Evanescence cover?
Probably because they did it first. Oh, Fairy
What?
Tale. Oh, F. I hate Fairy Tale.
F for Fairy Tale.
Whoa! See, you get it. Okay, and then we're gonna
I've
skip
never seen Fairy Tale.
all the Fate
I
stuff.
was forced to watch Fairy Tale.
I'm so sorry for this loss of your time, your effort, your life. Oh, hey, Fire Force. That also is going in F. Sorry. Actually, you know what?
F for
You know what? Fine.
No, please put Fire Force in E.
I was thinking of the animation quality, but then again, I just hate this.
If you put Fire Force next to Fairy Tale, I feel like that's mean even to Fire Force. I feel like Dinosaur Kings is worse than Fire Force. At least Fire Force has a little more faith behind it. It had a little more effort.
All right, fine. It's an E.
Yeah.
It's an E. It's an E. All right. Fist of the North Star. Classic.
Yeah. Gateway.
Okay, Gateway, but in a way better way than Dragon Ball Z, because not only did this do it first and everyone stole from it, part 1 of JoJo, it also has my favorite scene of animation ever, where in order to explain someone was dying, they took the literal animation cell of the character and warbled it.
That's so cool.
So like you can literally see the plastic of the cell moving in front of the thing. It's so good.
That
it's
is
so funny.
cool.
It's so cheesy. It's a classic, but it's a classic for like a good reason, being like one of the first action animes that isn't about boxing. Fully Cooley is an S tier. I don't see the second and third season included, so I'm ignoring those because they suck and miss the point. But the first Fully Cooley's a masterpiece. Very smart storytelling, and it's one of my favorite genres of media where it makes fun of the people who watch it.
It's got a total banger soundtrack.
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole appeal. It's like, there's hot girls and robots fighting and awesome music, and it's like the whole point of the show is it's making fun of those people who like that kind of stuff while delivering an interesting narrative with a complex characters. Very well written,
Perfect
miniseries. I love it. Food Wars. Oh my god. It's so trashy, but it's funny.
I was about to say that Food Wars is so silly, but also so entertaining for some reason.
Yeah.
I am such a sucker for it.
It's so funny. Like I was expecting, I think me and my friend would eat it because we were like, okay, we watch it because we were eating food in like college. So whenever we'd like get food at like 9 o'clock at night, we're like, you know what, whatever. Because we ran out of food documentaries to watch. So we started watching this because he said he thought it was good on Toonami. So I'm like, okay. And we were like, I almost choked on the food I was eating in like the first episode. It was so stupid and funny. What were we thinking, B or C?
Honestly, I would say C. I feel like C or
C?
B is fine, but like
C's
I
fine.
feel like C's fine. It's just like a mid anime. It's just like entertaining.
Yeah, like you'd expect it to be in like the D tier, E tier, but it's just not. I don't remember from Up on Poppy Hill.
I've never actually seen it.
Wait, that's Fruit Basket.
That's Fruits Basket.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. That's anyone else's pick.
I've actually never seen it. I had a lot of friends in high school who loved it, but I never got to watch it.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the easiest S tier in my life. I don't know if anyone will disagree with me. Hold on, Luke, please tell me you've at least seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
My watch list.
Have you seen the regular Full Metal Alchemist?
On my
Okay.
watch list.
I'm going to be mean. I don't think the original Full Metal Alchemist is that good.
Oh, no, it's not, which is why
It's fun to watch, but I think all the good narrative plot points that it originally had is lost in the process.
I entirely agree. I watched a lot of the original for a bit because I was like, I want to watch that before I watch Brotherhood because I thought that I would be able to get through them both. And then I was like, damn, I'm just going to watch the same anime twice. I think it would just be better if I watched Brotherhood.
So for context, Luke, Full Metal Alchemist, they tried to make this, because in the mid-2000s, and this is like a bit of, they were really looking for the next Naruto, so they just fund anything, hoping it'd be the next one.
Okay.
Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist,
Yeah.
but D-Gray Man, but they never commit. But they made a huge issue with this. It wasn't done, so at the halfway point, it just made up its own plot.
Oh, okay.
There's like a character in Brotherhood who dies at like episode 20 who's here until the end of the show.
That's kind of like, it's the same thing that you were just saying with Soul Eater. Like, Soul Eater needs a Brotherhood because it was being written, and then they were like, can you just hurry this up and finish it? Like, this is taking too long.
Yeah, the main positive is that Asian Kung Fu Generation made a banger opening for this one.
Yep.
Oh my God, it was such a good opening. But yeah, no, I literally don't even bother watching the original if you can watch Brotherhood. You really don't miss out on anything.
All right.
Have not watched Gangsta. I am always confused at which Ghost in a Shell I have seen
I
because
was
there's so
gonna
many.
I have a really hard time keeping track of Ghost in the Shell because I really want to consume all of it. But what I have consumed, I can't keep track of. Like, I don't know what I have and haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
It's interesting.
I mean, I'd throw in like B tier.
Yeah, I would be more than happy with that.
Ghost in a Shell is a classic, but it's just I don't know
Absolute
where
classic.
to. I don't even know where to start. TBH. It's kind of like Gundam, where there's some really good Gundam stuff, but it's just so hard to get into sometimes.
So hard to jump in.
Okay, all right.
Ghost Stories is S tier.
Do we count? Hold on. Do we weigh in the subversion into this, or do we ignore it completely?
I don't. What sub? There was a sub for Ghost Stories.
Oh, good point.
I only knew of the Ketchero cry. I do a really good Ketchero cry.
Don't.
I didn't think you would want to hear it at full volume in your ears.
Did
Me and
do
all
it-
my roommates are really good at it.
Gintanma is a good parody. This is like the I don't know if any of you have seen Gintama. Okay, essentially it's some guy made a shonen anime that's essentially this main guy's kind of like Deadpool, where he just knows how everything's going to go. He's like, ha, rival, I know you're going to get a new form. I just made one up all on my own and I can beat you because the plot allows me to. And the guy's like, excuse me? They'll have like debates on why women love Vegeta in this show. It's a very good, funny anime. I'd put it in like B.
All right, cool. Sounds goofy.
Yeah, it's very, very goofy. Oh, Goblin Slayer, F.
What?
You sighed.
You sighed.
Saw it. Oh, no. Not because I like this. No.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh,
like,
literally, Goblin Slayer is okay. This is why we need media criticism.
I was sighing of relief.
oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were like,
No.
Like you were like,
I have
my
heard
favorite
things about
anime,
the show.
Goblin Slayer.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Gianna says they personally don't read Berserk because of the bad trauma. Okay.
Oh, Goblin Slayer is one of the ones that we have to put in sealed cases if we get it pre-owned.
Oh yeah. And you know why? Because this is the thing. Because in Berserk they don't really show any positives of the said bad trauma. This fetishizes it.
Yep.
It's so bad. It's disgusting.
That's exactly what I've heard. That's why I'm a little more accepting of Berserk, because it's like, oh, he's going through things, but it has something to do with his character. It has something to do with his story, and I'm like, okay, you can mildly have that. You can have an inch of that. But for Goblin Slayer, it's literally just like, I like watching this happen, and
It's so. I mean,
don't.
I can't even physically say. I physically say it on this podcast how gross this gets with the amount of like terrible things it does to women in this. It's so bad. Terrible anime. Trash. Also, Goblin Slayer's 3D and it looks like trash every single time. Why did they do that? Just draw him. Everyone else is drawn. He's the only CG character and he looks out of frame every single shot. Awful. Oh, this is that. Yeah, Golden Kamuy. I'm supposed to. I want to watch that. It looks.
I've never seen it.
It's very good. It's like an old feudal like swordsman show. It's very good. Everyone says it's very good. Golden Boy is S tier. Golden Boy is S tier.
He's our golden boy.
Oh my God, Golden Boy is so, equally as funny as the Ghost Stories dumb. But this is more intentional comedy, and this is unintentional. Ghost Stories is unintentional. Golden Boy is intentional.
Every scene I've seen of Golden Boy is so silly.
Oh, it's so funny. I love it. Grave of the Fireflies. That's also an S tier. Wow.
S tier for sad. Great Pretender.
It looks cool. I haven't watched it yet.
I actually really like it. So
You
I
like
was going
it?
to say, can we put Great Pretender in A tier? Honestly, I would.
Easy. All right.
I genuinely think it's such a fun Netflix anime. It's actually fun. It's enjoyable. It's silly. It's goofy. And I had a good time watching it.
Was that the one where?
They're just thieves.
Yeah, they're thieves. Is that the one where just in the middle of one like heist, like the lady just does a wrestling?
Basically.
Yeah, she does a wrestling match or something. Okay, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
It's just like goofy high energy. Like it was just very silly. I watched it after I watched Erased. Like I watched it and I was like down at my lowest. And I was like, okay, well the Great Pretender's recommended, so I might as well. And then I was like, I astral projected. I healed.
You could hear the Gangster's Paradise intro start playing.
Literally, I instantly felt better.
Gurren Lagann, classic, but it gets really bad at the end. I'm thinking A.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd be comfortable with that. I've only seen like some of the beginning, but I agree that it is good.
The narrative slips off in the end because the actual power system of the spiral makes it's super stupid how arbitrary it is. It's like the spiral, instead of it being like some mystic force, it's based on masculinity at the end.
Awesome.
And I'm like, that's okay. All right, that's stupid. Hajime no Ippo, that's like the first boxing manga. It's a classic. That also goes in B. With Fist of the North Star, because it isn't as...
It's a gateway.
Yeah, it's a gateway. But also because, unironically, out of all the gateways, Hajime no Ippo is probably the best written one out of all of them. Haikyuu, never watched it.
Me neither.
Hellsing.
It's not the abridged.
Okay, fine. Abridged is S tier, but I'm throwing both Hellsings in A.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, that was a bit, but yes. That was a plasma screen TV. So how can I help you?
Yeah, no, Hellsing's cool. It's about, Dracula and stuff and vampires. It's cool. It's good horror themed anime that's about cool dudes doing cool things.
And we get a cool policewoman. The one and only cool policewoman we have ever seen ever. And it's just because she is she's his little
familiar.
assistant.
familiar, let's just roll with that. Oh, these two are trash. But I never watched them, so I'm not gonna
Me
shoot
neither.
because I respect myself. Howl's Moving Castle. That's
Nice.
that's an S tier, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Howl's Moving Castle's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's one of the I'd argue one of the more safer Studio Ghibli films.
I would say that as well.
that and Spirited Away are like the really good safe Ghibli films. Grave of the Firefly is like the one that'll really mess you up.
I was gonna say Spirited Away messed me up a little bit more than I would say like Kiki's did.
Yeah, but that's like because like that's like the first. Like Spirited Away is kind of like the amalgamation of like all of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Spirited Away is like there's trauma at the beginning, but it's this wonderful world no matter what.
Yeah,
so.
after. All right. Okay. Original 90s Hunter x Hunter. Too much filler, but it's a solid story. It goes, I think, up to Phantom Troop. It's like a B.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right.
Okay. You all can fight me on this. This is S tier.
I kind of figured you were gonna say that.
The Chimera Ant arc alone outclasses almost all of Shonen. I know it's going to be a little slow because you guys are in like the beginning, but once you hit the Phantom Troop arc, which is like the second official arc, banger show.
I'm in for it just for the LGBTQ undertones.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, you know what? Luke doesn't know this.
Yeah,
the
let's talk
final
about
arc
it.
of Hunter x Hunter, you've already seen because you've watched the Zoldyck family arc. There's a Zoldyck that's in every single picture, but you never see them. That is Haruka. That is Killua's little sister. She is trans, all right? And she has the most broken ability in the whole entire show is if you fulfill her 3 requests, she grants you any wish. But a certain number of people have to die in order for you to get this wish.
Oh.
And they
Okay.
lock her in the basement and they don't call her the correct pronouns. And Killua needs to heal a friend. So he breaks into his own home, says, I am taking Haruka. You will call her by her right pronouns or else I will kill you. And then he kidnaps Haruka and they go to heal someone. And there's like just like the whole Zoldyck family are going to try to kill both Haruka and Killua.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Banger arc. Banger. It's after the Chimera Ant arc. I think it's called the Election arc. But yeah, no, Hunter x Hunter's goated for a reason, even though it's never going to get finished. it's easy S tier in my eyes.
Inuyasha's a classic.
That one's a golden one, but I feel like the story is like, it gets really cliche. I'm okay with it in C, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'd say that's fine.
Yeah, like it's cute, and it's like, an intro one, but it's just,
It's a gateway.
it's gateway. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Because of that title alone, you're going an F. I don't even know what you are, but I don't trust you for anything. F tier. I've been killing slimes for 300. Long title, also F. I'm going with this
Yeah,
bit.
it's a side project from the slime thingy.
Don't know? F tier. If your title is a sentence, I don't care. Dave Productions JoJo. A or B?
Oh, you're telling me you're not putting it in S tier?
I think all the odd number parts are too inconsistent for me to say as a full product it's an S tier.
Then A.
All right. I love 2, 4, and 6. I'm very neutral on 1, 3, and 5.
What? I like part 5 a lot.
I don't like Giorno
5 is
at
goated.
all.
Well, yeah, Giorno is not the point of the part. The point of the part is Passione.
But how come
Giorno's just a
how
little
come-
twerp.
Then how come not only he survives, he becomes a literal god, wins not on character alone, but because of a literal like ass pull.
Yep.
Right? Becomes a god. They never explain it. He's the least interesting character. Everyone who is interesting dies. Some of them way too early, like Abakio. Abakio literally had like one scene of development, and I'm like,
Abakio was a cop. He deserved to die.
Jesus Christ, calm down.
I hated Abakio. Sorry. That little asshole. He's lucky he's handsome.
He's lucky they ripped Sephiroth ripped off his design.
He's litty. He lucky he looks like Sephiroth.
No. They stole they stole Abakio's design
know.
for Sephiroth. I'm dead serious. I don't know. And also, I think it's really stupid that I get it. The JoJo plot formula is something happens in the beginning where it's just one-off fights, then the middle slows down, and then they fight the bad guy in the second half. Okay, I get it. But this one really confused me because once the second part happened, I'm like, what was the point of the first half when, like, if the villain team just waited to attack like 3 days later, they'd be working with Passione to defeat Diavolo. It's just weird. I think it's just weird. I don't think it was that well written compared to 4 and 6.
I mean, compared to 4 and 6, definitely. But do I like it a lot? Yeah. Is Mista fun? Yeah.
I was a big Bruno and Narancia guy.
Yeah, I love Bruno and
And then Narancia just dies and no one cares.
Okay, but you're going to tell me that the opening where it's animated in a way that you specifically know that Narancia's going to die in the certain amount of battles that they show isn't the coolest thing ever?
It's so cool, but they just kind of die.
They did it so well.
No, here's the part that I literally was like, okay, you know what? Is that he dies, they all look up, go, oh, he died. And then they leave the Coliseum. And I'm like, jeez. Everyone gets the
Bruno is carried to heaven. Like
Bacchio becomes one with the spirits. He gets a flashback in the afterlife, right? And meanwhile, what do we get for Narancia? Looks like he ain't getting that pizza. All right, we're out of here.
he's a kid.
He's a little twerp. Bye.
Little twerp can't even add.
Where's the 90s JoJo? 90s JoJo, that's a B for just how visually interesting it is. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, I honestly don't mind the OVA. It's definitely just like silly, but like it's not terrible. It's just they did what they could.
Yeah, like there's some like very well done fight scenes, but it's essentially just a rush to get to the Dio fight.
I also like that scene where Jotaro's hat falls off and he's like, "Nobody knocks off my hat," and then he just throws a fit. It's just silly.
Thus spoke Rohan Kashibe. I love Rohan. He's like my favorite JoJo character. I really think they need more episodes for this.
Oh, I agree. It definitely needs more. I need more time for it to be fleshed out because I've read a little bit of it and I've enjoyed what I have read of it.
Actually, I kind of like the live action show a little more than the animated one. I don't know if you've ever seen the
No,
live
I
action.
haven't.
They got a really good actor to play Rohan, and it looks just like him. Very, very good show.
I'll look into it.
But I think I'm okay with this being in C tier. It's just 4 episodes, and there was a lot more short stories they could have done. And they didn't animate Rohan at the Louvre.
Yes. Jujutsu Kaisen comes up next.
I feel like I need more time. I feel like this is a safe B.
Yes, I agree with that. I need more time to finish watching it, and I need more time for the anime to continue being animated. But what's happening in the manga, from what I know right now, still pretty cool.
The only thing I don't like that's from what I'm hearing in the manga right now is the nail lady disappears like at the halfway point.
Yes, I heard.
And I'm like, why? And I don't know. No one tells me, and I don't want to figure out why.
A trans icon. We recently got a trans icon and her bisexual boyfriend, which is awesome.
Oh, I get it. Part 9 of JoJo. Just kidding. I didn't watch the movie yet.
I also haven't seen it, but I've heard really, really good things.
Yeah. I'm not going to throw it on there because I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah.
K-On! I never watched. Everyone says it's cool.
Everyone says it's very good.
Never watched Love is War. You know Kekkei Genkai more than me.
Kakegurui is another Netflix anime. It's crazy how I'm just on Netflix anime grind. I'm the worst. But I actually do like Kakegurui. Once again, I would be more than happy to put it in B.
B, wonderful.
It's kind of a silly story.
Okay. Keep your hands off Isoken. That one's a good one. That one's a really good one. It's about 3 girls who want to make their own anime.
That's adorable.
Yeah, one wants to do it for money, one wants to do it for art, one wants to do it to be a good friend, if I remember correctly. So, B tier. I need to watch it again. Kiki's Delivery Service. It's been a while. A? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I literally think that Kiki's is usually the one that I give people as like one of the safest Studio Ghibli movies to start on if they're like, I don't know where to start. And I'm like, okay, well, watch this little child go on an adventure with her cat. Like,
yeah, Kiki's is like, it's a pretty solid Ghibli film.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't make as big of statements as some of the other ones, but it's just like, it's nice. A soft and easy film. It's very nice and relaxing.
It's nice.
Kill a Kill.
Kill a Kill. I've never watched it because, I'm not going to say why. Yeah. So it's just like a close. I mean, I don't know where to put it because I never watched it.
Honestly, put it in B or C.
Kill a Kill's B. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's fairly entertaining. It seems creepier on the outside than it actually is because it's mostly about like the clothing actually having things to say.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's not, but animation wise, it's beautiful.
Oh, animation wise, I love the art style and the fights are really cool to watch.
Yeah. Kirby, right back at you. A. Is anyone going to argue with me on this one?
No.
It's an A tier. Everyone agrees Kirby's an A.
Kirby's adorable.
Kirby's the GOAT. Yes, I am putting Kirby above Kill la Kill. Thank you. Knights of the Zodiac? Bro, that's an old one.
Komi can't communicate.
Okay. C.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of it. So out of all the girlfriend, the weird dude gets a girlfriend animes, Komi Can't Communicate's probably the best one.
I think it's the least cringe.
But there's a lot of creepy things about it that I am not okay with.
There's also a lot of creepy people who like it and then have creepier ideas about it.
Like, for instance, there's a creepy lesbian stalker
Yes,
character
yes.
who constantly wants to steal and sniff her hair. And it's like, haha, it's a joke. And I'm like, that's not funny. Then there's a character who wants Komi to abuse them to act like a dog. And I'm like, this is weird. Komi doesn't talk, by the way. She's just pretty.
She can't communicate.
And like they try to do these weird, like, haha, it's funny. We're going to force her to do a kissy face. And I'm like, this is just kind of awkward to have kids do that. It's just really weird. Also, the obviously written femboy character, Najimi. The dub some redone subs try to make it out that she's trans, but if we are to follow that, there's a lot of transphobic stuff in there.
Oh, for sure.
Like if they kept it in that she was obviously a femboy, then it'd still be bad, but like not as bad. Like there's literally a joke. Okay, so in Japan, Najimi's like a genderless femboy, whatever. In the dub, they try to make it like a gender fluid, non-binary person. Okay. There's literally a scene where they're at the beach and all the boys just say, like, I think Najimi goes with the boys to the changing room. And then all the boys just stare at her and go, where do you think you're going? And then she goes to the girls one. It's like, where do you think you're going? And they bully her to go into the family changing room. And I'm like, that's terrible. That's not funny. I haven't watched the second season yet, but this is probably the best one. There's a lot of really mean-spirited things about it. Konosuba annoys me. I don't know if I don't know if you guys watch it. I don't know much about it. I just think the blue-haired chick's annoying.
It seems annoying. I've never really known much about it, but...
Kotaro lives alone. I don't know if anyone has watched this. I did. Okay. One day at an apartment complex, there's like a 4-year-old there. A guy opens his door and there's a 4-year-old, and the 4-year-old asks, hey, where's the showers at? This is a very smart 4-year-old just living by himself in an apartment complex. And it turns out he is, I think his family got a really bad divorce because the father was abusive. So basically, the people in the apartment complex become his found family and help him socialize with other kids. It's adorable.
That's
it's
so
on
sweet.
Netflix. It's a very nice anime. Like this guy right here. Okay, so it's like this guy who's kind of like a NEET who is like a mangaka. This lady who is like a barmaid. And this guy who's literally a member of the Yakuza. And they each like, do their found family. Like the Yakuza guy tried to have a family, but because he's, a Yakuza member, like the wife left him. And instead of him like doing any action, he just accepted it and kind of like has Kotaro be the fill-in. She's, obviously alone because she's a barmaid and everyone tries to hit on her, but she's alone. And of course, this guy's a mangaka and who's like a NEET and who just wants to be alone and loses a girlfriend because he's too scared. Like, it's a very nice anime. I highly recommend it. It's a B-tier anime. Koro's basketball. I only watched the first season. It was kind of cool because I like watching basketball. But I'm not going to tier it. Is this Little Witch Academia?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It must be.
B?
Yeah, I'd be more than willing to put it in there.
Luke hates Little Witch Academia.
Why? It's just cute.
He doesn't like too cute. He's too manly.
I was gonna say it's because he's a growing boy.
Trust me, when you after college, you'll like it.
You'll understand once you break down the gender role walls, you will love all media. Just
Not
trust
even.
me.
You want to get a girl, all right? You just have an autistic fixation on any one of these girly looking ones.
Trust me, it'll work.
It'll work. Trust me. If you can if you dress up in full Dragon Ball gear and you're like, let me tell you about K-On!, you're good. You'll win every time. Trust me. Don't ever follow my advice ever.
Love Live is good, in my opinion. Love Live is cute. Love Live is cute as an anime and as like a girly anime.
All right, where are we putting this one then?
I would put it in, honestly, C. Because the characters are like, it's pretty basic. It's a basic like high school type anime.
Mm-hmm.
The problem are the creeps who watch it and the creeps who are into Love Live and the creeps who are into those idols and go to their shows.
Understandable. Lucky Star, I
don't watch Lucky Star.
never got it.
Lupin
the Third. Wait, why is it only part 4 and 5? Where's the other parts?
Weird.
You know what? Let's just count one of these as all the Lupin the Third.
Yes, I'm into that.
Lupin the Third is an easy A or S tier?
I would say an easy A. If you are comfortable putting it in S, I would be as well, honestly.
You know
I
what?
love Lupin.
Yeah, you know what? I love Lupin.
That was one I watched a lot when I was younger as well.
Lupin the Third, all the parts are really good. Part 5 was a little weird at sometimes, but a lot of the movies are really good. In fact, actually, the first Miyazaki movie was a Lupin the Third movie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What was it? The Caligari Castle or whatever. Phenomenal movie, by the way. Very good movie. Pretty consistent dub along with sub voice acting. I know Jigen is again what? Oh, man, I'm blanking on his name. I literally said it earlier. Whatever. He's a Bobobo voice actor. It's old Joseph. Richard Epcar. Richard Epcar's Jigen, and they had like the same dub cast since like the 90s. For like all 5 parts in movies, they had a pretty consistent cast. Subcast is also good. Although I think the voice actor of Jigen died like 2 years ago for the Japanese dub. But yeah, no, solid. It's very fun, rompy spy stuff. Very good stuff. Love me some Lupin. What is this? Those look like not real words. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Made in Abyss. Everyone tells me to watch that. Magi, no idea. Oh, is this Monster Masume? No, that's the Dragon Girl, right?
Yes.
Is that
It's not Monster May though, because it's out of.
Oh, okay. So then, which one is this?
Unless it is Monster May.
No, is this My Dragon Maid or whatever? Wait, hold on. Is there even a difference between those two, TBH?
It's just out of alphabetical order if it is.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at Monster Masume.
It kind of looks like them, but.
No, it's not. That one's the just as bad one. What's the Dragon Maid? Is that literally what's called Dragon Maid? Oh, yeah. It's just called Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
Miss Kobayashi.
F. Trite. Garbage. Gross.
F for fan service.
Oh, so bad. And don't worry, they also tried to do that thing in the dub where they tried to make it okay. Talking about patriarchy of why people can't wear sweaters or something. I'm like, what this is ridiculous. Mob Psycho's S.
Yeah.
I think we all can agree Mob Psycho's an S.
Yep.
Luke is he's looking at half of these animes. He goes, I have no idea what half these are.
This is true.
I have no idea what half these are.
I don't know what half of them are either.
But with all of our combined efforts, we know some of them.
With all of our combined brain cells, we form 1 1/3 brain cells, and that's more than enough. Oh, hold on. Mushishi's also an S tier. You all need to watch this.
Okay.
If you're a film major, you need to watch this. It's very like visual storytelling, mixing of all like Eastern and Western mythologies. And like the main character is like kind of like a convoy. He just observes. Very interesting, visually beautiful, great anime.
What's it called again?
Mushishi. I think it's like 24 episodes. Oh, they don't have Monster Masume here.
Nope.
They have this monster, which I want to watch. It's like an assassin thing.
I've always wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I think they just added to Netflix a couple months ago. My Hero's E tier. I don't know if we're all going to agree on that. I think it's E tier
I agree with that.
because when I think of E tier, I think of potential it could have versus the no potential everything in F tier has. Like E tier is if you made some changes, you could fix it, but
Yeah.
it's just generally bad. F tier is there is no help for you except a silent, slow death. But My Hero Academia, do you agree with this statement? If you just changed a bunch of it, you could salvage My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Like have a plot.
I was gonna go straight to F, but
No, because like there's some good ideas. It just so happens that the premise itself is a decent idea. It's just everything else is badly written.
That's true.
Like the fact how like they want to make the villains say something about society, but in the opening lines they just talked about how they perfected superheroes in a society politically. Like it's just like everyone has a superpower. So like they have to make up like I'm sorry, but like in a world where there's superheroes that have spray bottle heads, one of the villains is literally a villain because he's a lizard and everyone was racist to him. How is that even possible? If there's spray bottle head dudes and there's other snake superheroes, it just seems like they just pull something out of their butt to be deep, but it's not deep at all ever. And also Deku is not an interesting character. Bakugo's a trash character.
My Hero Academia is like the Overwatch of anime.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, it is. You're so right.
I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like if you did some really good things, Yeah, maybe. I can't stand it. My isekai life. Oh, you're so lucky. I didn't want to scroll up to throw that in F tier just on name alone. My Neighbor Totoro. That is a classic. Do we throw this one in A tier or S tier? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of Ghibli films in S tier.
I would give it A.
A? Okay.
Totoro's cute.
Totoro's iconic.
Yes.
Totoro's iconic, but I feel
It's
like
iconic, but it's not as iconic as like Princess Mononoke's story. You know?
Yep. Yeah, that's a nod to the future. All right. Naruto, and Naruto. Okay, base Naruto, I'd throw in B. I think it's a very cute admiral story with an interesting world that they've built, with a lot of interesting characters and interesting villains. I just don't think the ending to the original, which is a time skip, which is why Shippuden exists, I just don't like where they left it. And also Sasuke is a shitty character. All right? And now with Shippuden. The thing about Shippuden is that for some reason, they decided to have a fully perfect, closed story for this character, Naruto. They had the perfect ending for him. That is the halfway point of Shippuden. They gave up and made him a god. And you know what? I hate that. The Ninja War arc, which is the last arc of Shippuden, is one of the worst arcs ever conceived, and it's half the goddamn show. It's so bad. I'm sorry, Luke. It's just really bad. There's so many plot holes because of this. Like every single time they introduce something in the Ninja War arc, it's like it ruins the original. Like if you know half the stuff in Shippuden and you watch base Naruto in the first half of Shippuden, you go, why did anyone ever do this when they could have done this?
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil too much because I know you said you were about to watch it.
I don't care.
Okay, good. Okay, the fact that the whole entire plot that you like, the Akatsuki plot, which is in order to awaken the 10-tailed beasts, all right? They need to get all the Jinchuriki hosts. When it's fully explained that if they just took Naruto, they could have just fueled the whole entire 10 tails. Why did they even bother with the other 8? Why didn't all 9 of them shown up to Konoha in the original Naruto instead of just Itachi and Kizame and just kidnap him? Every
This is
single
the protagonist.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
just every single time the Great Ninja War explains something, saying like, oh, we're going to expand the lore. We're going to give 100 years of backstory in this one arc. It just defeats the purpose. We go from Naruto having a demon in him. His whole village hates him because the demon destroyed the village, right? We go from that, right? Then Naruto works with a demon inside of him to become the best ninja he could possibly be, saving the village, right? All with nothing. He had nothing, Gianna. Nothing. No one pitied him. He had no adults. Everyone hated him. Would you like to know what the Great Ninja War introduced?
What?
He is the reincarnation of a god. He is the son of the world leader. His mother is one of the most well-known ninja clans in the world. She has a special ninjutsu that can literally stop gods. And also Naruto is, he only has half of the demon inside of him, the good half, which gives him Super Saiyan abilities.
It feels like we don't have any conflict anymore.
Yeah, no. And also, Sasuke is somehow even worse in this. I'm putting this in D. This is an easy D tier.
Okay.
The first half is really good. The Ninja War arc is atrocious. And the final boss, going from like a well-known character that was there for the whole arc to just the god of chakra who was retconned in Boruto to be an alien is stupid and bad. I don't know if you have any disagreements on this placement, Luke. Pain is the best villain in this, but that's at the halfway point. It ends with Pain.
I want to disagree with this so bad,
But like
but I can't.
Like the first half of Shippuden is really good. It ends on a perfect way to end the plot, and he just kept it going because he wanted Sasuke to look cool. He made the story worse to make a fan favorite character look cool. And guess what? Do you know what they did? He just gets beaten up in an arc. They just kind of like Bakio and Meat, like when Fuga, they all just kicked him on the ground. He continued the plot just to do that. It was so bad. I can't. I can't.
But the Akatsuki though.
Yeah, the Akatsuki, which you find out most of which are just it didn't matter. Pain could have just did the whole entire job by himself.
True. But Itachi
had that just goes back to the Sasuke being a bad character issue. Sasuke's a bad character. Itachi's cool.
Itachi's awesome.
It's just Sasuke's a bad character. End of Evangelion's S tier, but
Absolutely.
But what do you want to put the show
I would put the show at A, honestly.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. End of Evangelion's a beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
The show has some bumps, but I think it's
Of course.
it's a really good.
That's why the end of Evangelion had to come out.
Yeah,
The show had some bumps, and then the end of Evangelion smoothed it into an S.
exactly. The rebuild movies, I am not a fan of one bit.
I don't feel like we really have to rank them.
Yep, nope. Odd Taxi's cute. I just didn't watch it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard really good things, though.
One Piece. I have to rate this on the anime. It's like a B. The manga's like an S. I just think the pacing is so slow. I can't handle it. The Wano arc is drawn beautifully though, but it's just the pacing is so slow. Reading it's way better, but it's a very good show, very good manga. I recommend it. It's probably like the highest B tier you could possibly have in this tier. It's just a pacing issue from it. Like if it got its own Brotherhood or like its own Kai, S tier. Easy S tier.
That would be so much work, though. It would be so long.
It'd be so long, but once One Piece ends, like the pacing is so slow. Like you could probably cut it down like half of the show.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be fine. One Punch Man. See.
Yeah, honestly, the first season is okay, and then I just didn't care that much about it. It was just goofy, and I was like happy to watch that. That was another one of those ones I watched in anime club that smelled really bad, and I was like, I can't stay here much longer.
Season 1 is drawn beautifully, and it's really good. The issue, and this is an issue with not the web comic, the manga, is that it forgets the whole entire premise of One Punch Man being that he wants to fight someone because he kills everyone in one punch. He wants to fight someone on his equal. The manga and like the show literally just forget about this. To be like, well, look at all these superheroes. And I guess the people who made this saw the writing on the wall, ditched this after the first season of One Punch Man to make Mob Psycho, which Mob Psycho is better.
Yep.
Because it's a masterpiece. But yeah, season 2 is just that bad and boring and bland, and they ruined Garo, who's like the best character in One Punch Man, so I can never forgive them. First season's really good, though. That's like an easy A tier, B tier, but second season's not good. And everyone's like, let's go make a third season. And I'm like, how about no?
Yeah, I think you guys should quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
You're barely ahead.
Yeah, barely ahead. The next one's what? Ouran High
School Host Club.
Okay, I haven't watched this since I was 13.
Yeah, that's the best time to watch it. The really only acceptable time to watch Ouran High School Host Club is when you're like a 13 to 15-year-old and you just think that it's silly and weird. And it is. I would give it C. I think it deserves C, especially because the characters do get a little bit more character development, especially towards the end, especially compared to a lot of the D grade ones.
Yeah. Okay. I understand. Overlord just seems like trash every single time I see it. Is anyone seen
I've never
that one?
watched it.
Okay, we're not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole then.
Anti and Stalking is S tier.
Okay, good. I was going to say that, but I didn't know how everyone would feel. I didn't know if everyone's watched this.
I love Panty and Stocking.
Okay.
They are so damn cute.
The premise of this show is the Studio Trigger people, which is the people who were with Gainax and made Evangelion. These are the people who made that Kill la Kill. They got really high and watched Drawn Together and other Adult Swim shows and said, we can make that. And they did. And it's so funny.
It is so silly, and it is so entertaining.
There's like an episode where the blonde one, it's like they try to have an overarching plot, but the joke is they never follow it. So there's just an episode where the blonde one notices the blue-haired one is going on a diet and just keeps calling. And it's just like, hey, what you doing? And she's like, nothing. I just magically don't want cupcakes all of a sudden. It's like, are you sure you don't want the cupcake?
You want chocolate all the time, don't you?
Who eats chocolate? It's like, are you sure? And then like she lifts up the shirt to find like one of those shake weight things. Like, look at you, little fatty fat. Why are you hiding that? It's so funny. It's so stupid. It's really dumb, but it's so funny.
It's charming.
It's
very cute.
Very cute. Very funny. Good show.
Entertaining.
Very entertaining.
It's like a head empty anime for sure.
Yeah. We'll literally watch it. Like if you throw it during like Adult Swim hours, it's like perfect.
It makes sense completely.
It's like up there with Smiling Friends with ridiculous nature. And I would also say Smiling Friends is an S tier show, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
If we do like American animation.
For sure.
Parasite,
I don't mind Parasite. I actually think that the usage of dubstep is a lot stronger than it needs to be.
I also think that it fluctuates from being absolutely stupid to serious, brilliant writing way too much for it to be consistent.
I agree with that as well.
I'm thinking D tier.
I'm more than happy with that. It's very up and down in feeling like it's serious and also feeling like it's ridiculous and just some dude with an eye on his hand. Oh no.
Persona, okay.
I just realized Prison School is on here.
I need to watch Perfect Blue. That's the thing I need to watch.
I also haven't watched Perfect Blue because of aforementioned triggering topics that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to handle, but I know that Perfect Blue is an S tier content.
You know what? Let's just give it the honorary. That's my free S tier that no one can argue
Honorary
against
S tier.
It's an honorary S tier. Also because so many movies after this came out stole shots from this movie.
So many movies have taken inspiration from Perfect Blue.
And I'm not talking like Japanese. I'm talking about like American and European.
There
like,
are literally shot for shot. Yeah. They're
scenes
so
just
cool.
stolen from Perfect Blue because it's just that good.
Just like blatantly.
Yeah,
stolen.
yeah. There's like a scene where like the main character's like taking a bath after a traumatic thing happened, and like there's a movie that came out in 2001. It was pretty big. It was like Oscar nominated. It stole like the whole entire scene, shot for shot, proportion per proportion. Like you could put them side by side, and it looks like they like Perfect Blue drew over it, but Perfect Blue came out first. Persona.
I've never seen any of the Persona anime, honestly.
I'm good. I don't need to talk about Persona. I don't need to talk about sad, dumb JoJo.
It does that thing where it once again replaces the point of playing the video game, but somehow worse because you don't really care. It's like boring.
Yeah, especially since especially 5 is just basically a dating sim. So basically it's like, do you want to watch it or do you want to play a really cringy dating sim?
Do you want to actually date the girls or do you just want to sit back, relax, and watch?
Watch a mediocre plot. I'm not going to put him anywhere. I didn't watch it. I don't think it's fair. But I'll talk so much smack about him. Ping Pong, the animation, that one, I want to give it S tier, but I feel like we have too many S tiers.
I've never actually watched the animation.
Very striking art style.
So I've heard.
Like very good art style.
I've read like a bit of it.
Yeah, it you know what? I'll throw it. It just we'll have a high A tier and then we'll reevaluate, I guess, when we're done. But yeah, Ping Pong animation's fantastic. Okay, almost done. Pokemon. Where we're putting Pokemon. I have less than savory things to say about Pokemon as a Pokemon kid. So
I was not a Pokemon kid.
okay, all right. That means it's you versus me, Luke.
It's you two.
All right, Luke. Do you want me to go first on my opinion, or do you want to go first on your opinion? It's whatever you want.
Is this all of Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh.
This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. If it's all of Pokemon, yeah.
Because it's the same thing every time. It's Ash goes to a league. He never wins it. He goes back to step one, even though if he brought his last Pokemon in, he just win everything easily. He then cheats. And this is every season of Pokemon until he finally wins the championship because he had 2 legendary Pokemon and 5 babies, which doesn't make sense. And then he won a championship, and then that's the end. And I'm like, that's cute. I remember watching this as a kid, but oh my God, is it slow, boring, and doesn't get to the point.
This is true.
Ponyo, A.
Yeah.
I think it's very good, but this is like the safest Ghibli movie where they don't do anything.
Ponyo is alongside Kiki's, I feel like.
Yes, but I think Kiki's is better. I personally.
I honestly feel like I do too.
Yeah. Because Kiki's is safe because it's like wholesome and content-wise. Ponyo is safe because it just feels like the idea in general is more restrained than another Ghibli idea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But Ponyo's good. It got Christopher Lloyd in the dub. Porco Rosso, underrated A tier.
Porco Rosso is very underrated.
No one talks about it. It's so good. I love it.
That's actually John's favorite.
Really? Oh, he has such good taste. Underrated, goated movie, goated. All right, Princess Mononoke is my personal favorite. It's S tier. I don't know if anyone...
Princess Mononoke belongs in S tier for so many reasons. Like, I don't even think I would have to defend that at all whatsoever.
Princess Mononoke, it's my personal favorite. Really good, very interesting plot. Really different than all the other Ghibli movies in retrospect.
Very hard-hitting compared to all of them.
Yeah.
Princess Mononoke and Grave of the Fireflies are 2 of the ones that, like, punch you right in the stomach, I feel like, when you're watching them.
Yes, yeah. For I slightly different reasons.
Very different reasons, but they're still very much like, oh, there's a plot here that's hurting me more than I realized it was going to.
I was not prepared for that.
I was signed up for a Ghibli film, not
wait.
prison school.
Pop, no, we missed Pop Team
missed
Epic.
No, sorry, I saw you pass it, but I figured you passed it because you didn't watch it.
No, I watched Pop Team Epic. I
Okay.
think it's funny.
I like Pop Team Epic. They're cute.
Well, okay. What do you think of Pop Team Epic?
I would say A or B. It's just cute.
I really do like the fact that it's like 7 minutes long, but
Yes.
then they redub it. Okay, so the point is it's like Mad, but with like these two little girl characters, but it's different voice actors every time. But at the halfway point, they repeat the same thing, but get two gruff guys to voice the two girls. So you watch so you can watch either.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you can watch either the episode, which is, one dub of it, I guess the Japanese dub of it, where the two girls are played by two girls, or the dub where the two girls are played by two guys. So you can get your own little so in each of them have their own delivery, and they switch voice actors every episode.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
It's
fun.
just really silly.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
sick.
very silly, and if you don't like the delivery of one joke, well, you can watch it again and see if the delivery was different on the other joke.
It's just like very silly and experimental in that way.
Yeah, is good. Prison School looks like
I want to put Prison School in F tier. And I feel like that's a problem because I've had so many people try to pitch it to me that it's actually like okay. But it's just one of those creepy fan service, like sexual mangas that I like, manga animes that I've just never had a lot of interest in. I just find it very weird.
yeah, it's just kind of weird, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't see the appeal.
Yep, not one bit.
F for fan service.
Hell yeah. Psychopaths I haven't watched, but everyone says it's good.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Ranking of Kings. Okay, anyone can argue with me on this one. I think this one is like a high A S tier.
I've never seen it.
It's for Luke's purposes. This little kid right here is the son of a king. He is mute, and everyone thinks he is deaf. So he can't speak, and everyone thinks he's deaf. And he is a cursed giant, which means he is like 10, but he is like Timmy Turner sized. You know what I mean? Like he's supposed to be a giant. So he's cursed. He's a cursed giant, and he wants to be the number one king. So him and a little shadow thief called Boji make a deal with each other to bring the best out of each other and help him become king. But shenanigans ensue and stuff like that. It's really good, very cute, wholesome art style. It's a very good one about honoring family, because like the giant and a lady giant, they have Boji, but then the lady giant dies during a war.
Oh,
And so the king giant remarries the blonde person who's a mage, a healer mage, and they have another son, and the other son becomes king before our little guy right here. And that's where the plot,
what?
yeah.
that's some BS.
Yeah. The high society comes together and goes like, this cursed giant cannot rule the kingdom. It has to be the other son. And that's where like the plot kicks in.
How could they
Okay,
do
that's
that?
some BS.
Yeah, that's that and like someone like tries to pays off to try to kill him, and that's like episode 3, and that's like a third. It just got a second season.
Ooh.
It's very wholesome. If you want to watch best friends do things together in a fantasy setting that's not messed up, that's the perfect one. Ranma 1/2 is funny. I don't know if it's problematic today. I don't care. It's kind of funny. I don't know what everyone's thoughts are on Ranma 1/2.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
I'm thinking like B tier.
Yeah, honestly that seems fair. The Rascal Bunny Girl.
No idea.
It's another cringe bunny girl.
All right, we're throwing that in F.
Yeah, I would be more than willing to do so.
What is
Someone
F?
tried to pitch it to me, and I was like, it's called like the Bunny Girl. Like, no, thank you.
Okay, understandable. I get that completely. Red Line is an animation demo with a mid plot, but God, does it look beautiful. I'm thinking A tier.
Yeah.
God, there's a reason the studio who made this went bankrupt and died, because it looks so good.
They spent all their money on it.
No, that's so true. It was in development hell because they kept spending so much money to make it look good. It's like the most visually striking movie you'll ever watch.
They made it onto A tier, so
Exactly.
good for them.
Don't know. Wait, hold on. I know what this one is. Redo of Healer. I'm not explaining it, but it's the Goblin Slayer situation, but with
Oh,
Isekai.
word.
Oh, what?
F tier. Yup.
Word.
Yup.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yep. F tier. All right. What is this? Is that Rent a Girlfriend? That just seems
Girlfriend.
cringe to me. I don't
Rent
know.
a Girlfriend is cringe.
All right, have you seen it enough to tear it?
I would put it in F tier. It's another one of those ones. It's another one of those ones that comes into Bull Moose sealed and
it stays sealed. We're being so mean, but it's so worth it. Oh wait, hold on. That means the next thing we're close to is ReZero. That is also an F tier. Stop making isekais where the main character is a creepy jerk who does terrible things. Japan, thank you. I know you're listening, of course, whole government of Japan.
I know the entirety of Japan is listening right now.
Rurouni Kenshin. I have to say this every single time. The author is a convicted pedophile, but oh my god, Rurouni Kenshin is a really, really, really good anime. That's like a gateway anime.
Okay.
Very good. It's essentially the guy wanted to make a boys shonen that's geared toward like both genders, essentially. So what you have is like this boyish, beautiful looking samurai who's like a mass murderer who's trying to do redemption by doing sword fights in which he can't kill anyone, so his blade's backwards. And it's a very good feudal Japan samurai anime. Very good. Just know that before going in, the creator is a scumbag.
Awesome.
A convicted scumbag. Thank you.
Good to know.
This is Sailor Moon.
Wait, you skipped over Psyche K.
I've never seen it. I didn't know if anyone watched it.
Psyche K is pretty good. It's another one that's very silly. It's goofy. It's entertaining. It's a brain empty anime in a lot of ways.
What are you thinking?
I feel like it's good background noise. I'd give it honestly a C or a B.
C or a B?
I'd say C, honestly. It's pretty mid.
Okay. Sailor Moon.
Is that okay? So
I think that's.
I was gonna say that's just the original Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I don't really know the differences between most of them.
There's
I know there's some really good character.
Pretty
plots with them.
Guardian. I know is meant to be like closer to the manga, but like the original is still really really good in my opinion.
I'm thinking B tier.
Yeah.
Do you think B tier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the plots I do see are like really good.
And it's a very well known anime. It's one of the most important ones. Like
Yeah.
definitely a gateway.
For the West, it's like this and like Dragon Ball Z for the West are like two of the most important things.
Absolutely.
That are like gateways, along with like Pokemon. Samurai 7. Okay. No one believes me, but I talk about this all the time. This is an anime adaptation of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurais, in which it's cyberpunk samurais. It's so dumb, but it's a weird train wreck to watch. Like, I don't understand who thought Seven Samurais needed an anime steampunk reboot, but they did it. And if you want an interesting, weird watch, it's worth it. But no one believes me when I say that there was a reboot of Seven Samurais. Samurai Champloo's S tier. I don't know if anyone wants to go against that. I think it's a masterpiece.
It's another gateway.
Yeah.
It's another one of those gateway anime that just belongs up high.
I told Luke this, but out of all the film textbooks I've ever read, none of them ever bring up anime. But when they do, it's Akira, Dragon Ball Z, any Studio Ghibli movie, Samurai Champloo.
Yep. That's definitely true.
Oh my God, they have Scissor 7. Oh my God. Has anyone actually seen this? Okay, it's first of all, it's not an anime. It's a Chinese animation. Idiots. Second of all, basically this loser thinks it'd be really easy to make money quick by being an assassin, kind of like No More Heroes, but his only weapon of choice is a pair of scissors.
That's really silly, actually.
Oh my God, it's so silly. It has a really cute art style where he's just stuck on an island and where it's like in the shape of a chicken. His boss is like a purple chicken with a business suit. I'd give this B tier. It's pretty good. I highly recommend it. What else do we got here? This is School Rumble, I think. I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
Sarah
Seraph of the End.
I've never
seen it.
Serial Experience Lawn is a trip. It's a real trip. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but that one's it's kind of messed up, but like
I've heard that.
it's like a psychological horror kind of thing.
That's what I've heard.
Very good. Also, banger opening from the daughter of from which classic rock band? They got, first of all, they didn't get a Japanese, because all the anime they have Japanese musicians make their opening. They got an English alternative rock band where the singer is the daughter of the guitarist from Bad Company.
Oh.
And I'm like, that is the weirdest selection. And it's a really good song.
Word.
I think it's called Duvet. I think, I forget if that's the band name or the song name, but that it was something like that. Very good song. The one next to it's Seven Deadly Sins, and I've been avoiding that like the plague.
I've never seen it.
Then it's the Shaman King and Shaman King reboot.
I've also never seen Shaman King.
Okay.
I've heard good things. No, I've never seen it. She professed herself pupil of the wise man.
That's a sentence. You're baiting me with the F tier.
She professed herself pupil of the wise man.
Baiting me to give it a 10. I'm sorry, an F, not a 10, an F. But I won't do it. I can restrain myself. Skate to Infinity I didn't watch. What is this? Hold on. Please tell me that this isn't like a ploy. There's literally an anime about a store clerk with a skeleton head.
I don't know. Why does it look familiar?
I don't know. Slam Dunk. Okay, this is actually funny. The manga for Slam Dunk's good. The issue is the anime stops in the middle of the manga run because the people who were animating it got butthurt the main team won. Which is a real thing. They went up to the mangaka and it's like, hey, change the ending. And he goes, no, because in the next, they're going to train the next arc, then beat him in the next tournament. And they're like, no, I want them to win this tournament.
No, they need to win now.
So, Kuro Kuro Basketball is a technically better overall experience if you want a basketball anime. I mean, I'd throw it in C because it doesn't have a proper ending technically. But the manga's good, and the guy went on to make Vagabond. So, I guess there's some positives here. That's that dumb-looking Crunchyroll anime being a spider. I'm not avoiding that. Sold, no idea. Sonic X, guys, this is where the real conversation is.
This is where it all begins.
This is where it all began. All right. How are we feeling about Sonic X? This is where the real debate begins.
S tier for Sonic.
Luke, what are your thoughts on the S tier for Sonic X?
I could do S.
We have objectively right opinions.
Let's go. Here we go. I'm not arguing with that one.
You're going to...
Nope. Nope. I told you I'm not going to argue with it. Why would I argue with it? Why? I told you. Soul Eater not. Ooh, fun. F tier. Absolutely awful anime. Anyone expecting like, hey, we're going to fix Soul Eater with this sequel because the anime ended it early. No. Instead, it's poorly animated. The characters all suck. They changed the art style and they just copy and paste the cells from the original Soul Eater next to them and they look jarring. Bad. Soul Eater is like a B though.
Yeah, I would give Soul Eater a B because we talked about that earlier. It's guilty of the Full Metal Alchemist thing that wasn't inherently its fault, but tried its best.
Also, I do think one problem with the anime is that it focuses on Soul when Maka is the more interesting character.
Yeah, it focuses a lot more on Soul, and I feel like it doesn't focus enough on Maka and on Maka's like backstory, like with her father and everything. Like, I think he's just like comedic relief, which as much as I enjoy it, I wish there was more to it.
Space Dandy's also a B.
Space Dandy's a slay.
Unless you
No,
agree.
I would say it's a B.
It's a B, yeah.
It's another gateway.
Yeah, which I think it's the first time Japanese anime was premiered in America before Japan.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think it premiered on Toonami before it was on Japanese television.
Very interesting.
Spirited Away, S. Everyone's watched Spirited Away. It's the most basic Miyazaki film everyone says is their favorite. Very good movie. But if you stop at Spirited Away, I'm going to break into your house, give you all like 30 movies, and you're going to need to watch all of them. If I look on your letterbox and Spirited Away is the only 5-star on there, you're cruising for a bruising because I don't mess with that. Spy Family.
I actually haven't watched Spy Family yet, but it's gaining so much traction recently.
Have you seen Spy Family?
I have only seen season 1. I'm going to watch season 2 at some point.
Technically, season 2 is the second half of 1. They just split it so they had more time to animate it. But okay, whatever.
This is true.
Okay, nerd.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just factually right. I'm just kidding.
Bro, go back to Reddit.
I go to 4chan.
Get real.
I'm okay with putting this in A, to be honest.
All right.
What do you think? Do you think A or B, Luke? This is your choice.
I think it's A.
You think it's A? Yeah, it's just really wholesome. I like all the characters.
I like the character design a lot.
Oh yeah, character design's great.
They're very cute.
Animation's really good. Actually, it improves some scenes because I read the manga for some parts, and there's an episode where Anya wants to recreate an episode of her spy thriller, and in the manga, he just rents a ballroom in a castle, and they just play with cardboard boxes. In the manga, they rent a whole castle and they play a legitimate like spy thriller mission where they get spy members to try to shoot at Lore to save Princess Anya.
That's cute.
Yeah, so in some aspects, it does improve the original manga.
That's really heartwarming.
Yeah, it's very heartwarming and very good. All characters are really good. I love Lloyd, love Yor, love Anya. They're great characters. I even love what was the dog's name? Was it Bond? It was Bond. Bond. His name is Bond. I even like the dog. Yeah, that's good. Star Wars Visions. Oh, D. Every single anime studio was trying to just be like Studio Ghibli, and even Studio Ghibli felt like they were trying to be like Studio Ghibli. The only interesting thing is the 3D Samurai one that was made by the people who did the JoJo openings.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That thing rocked. Everything else was boring. Strawberry Marshmallow, no idea. Steins Gate, never watched.
Me neither.
Street Fighter 2. Is this the movie? Oh my God, the movie. Hold on, sorry. This was my childhood of pirating things on YouTube. I loved fighting games, and this movie rocked. This is A tier. I think it just got released on Blu-ray for the first time like 4 years ago, uncut, R-rated, with like blood and stuff, and I thought that was the coolest thing. And this is, I barely remember the Alpha movie, and the show was not that. I know I'm the only one here that talks about Street Fighter, so trust me, as the official video game guy, I know what I'm doing.
It's
Believe
the
me. Official host of DCM.
DCM. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Sword Art Online. Oh, cool. F. You're gonna
I completely agree with that. I have nothing to say.
all versions of it suck. Sorry.
Literally, like I've never been able to follow it, nor do I want to.
This anime seems kind of cute.
What's it about?
I think it's like one of those like animes like Miss Nagatoro, but they're all like 7 and they don't really do anything creepy. So
Okay,
it's just like more innocent. I've never watched it though, but it looks cute. It seems cute. I don't see any fan service for it. I mean, just seems like straight up like, 10-year-olds falling in love, having a childhood romance. It's not creepy.
Weird.
So it only took 300 anime to get to this point, but
that time I got reincarnated by as a slime.
I'm thinking F, but I'm too lazy to scroll it up.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
We're just going to say it's F, and we're not going to throw it in the tier list because we already put the spin-off there.
Sounds good to me.
I can just do it in editing.
Maybe.
Can you just do that in post?
Yeah, just do it in post.
Just do it in post, kid.
Cat Returns. I haven't watched Cat Returns in forever.
I haven't either.
Devil is a part-timer. It just, that title seems cringe. I'm just going to keep going.
I have also never watched it. I've heard good things, but...
We got a classic here. Classic sports anime. B tier. That's all I have to say. It's just classic. I remember watching it on Toonami, and then it stopped at episode 50 for dubbing reasons because people didn't want to secure the rights. But they finally finished dubbing it now. And of course, when they signed the dub rights, they signed the sub rights, so you could only watch the first 50 for like ever instead of the other 100 episodes.
You're on the Promised Neverland.
Thank you. Okay, first season, S tier. Second season, F tier.
I was going to say, I think Promised Neverland should go in C just because the first season was so good and then it just got worse.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's like C or D. Like, it was mid. And when that first season came out, I was like heart set. Like, I was in love with it.
I just think this,
It just drags it down so much.
I'm thinking D. The second season was just that bad and ruined. They can't recover.
I didn't even watch the second season. I chose not to.
They skipped an arc.
Yeah.
Went to the third arc.
I heard that they were doing that.
They recapped the second arc in a filler episode. Mm-hmm. It's just bad. It's not good. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole anymore. Even
the quintessential quintuplets.
I don't know what that is.
I've heard weird things about it. I've never actually watched it.
Skip Secret Life of Arietti.
Secret World of Arietti, honestly, I would put in A tier.
I was thinking that too.
It's so good. I think it's another one of those Ghibli movies that has better like underlying plots while still being fairly entertaining and easy to watch.
Yeah, very good. It's a very good movie. I also like there's like a lot more attention to detail than the other ones usually have because of the fact that Arietti's like the size of a thumb. They have to keep that in mind with like drawing all the backgrounds and such. And
for sure.
Very highly detailed. Way of the House Husband. The manga is great. Mm-hmm. This is like an easy E tier because it's not an anime. It's a motion webcomic that they lied and said was an anime so they didn't have to animate it. Mm. And I do not like it. I think it ruins the deliveries of a lot of jokes. But the comic is really good and really funny and is actually one of my favorites, personally. Because the plot is like a Yakuza becomes like a house husband, and it's really funny. The Wind Rises, I haven't seen that one in forever.
I haven't either.
2 Year Eternity, everyone says that one's good. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Do I want to say Tokyo Godfathers is an S or an A? Because that's also a really good movie.
I've never gotten to see Tokyo Godfathers, actually. It's always been one on my list.
I'll just throw it in A. I feel like there's a lot in S tier.
I trust your judgment.
It's a really good movie. Tokyo Revenger. No, wait, no, hold on. Tokyo Ghoul. I never liked it. I don't know if anyone else has ever liked it.
I just never got into it, actually.
Never liked it. I don't know if you like Tokyo. I don't even know if this is even worth putting on the tier list if no one else has watched it.
No.
Tokyo Revengers haven't watched.
Me neither.
Oh, this is Toriko.
Eh.
Trigun. I'm watching it right now. Everyone said, a lot of people told me it was as good as Cowboy Bebop. You are all high. No, it is not. B tier. It is good, but there's a lot of problems that make it not interesting. I haven't watched Trigun Stampede, but I still don't know if that's a sequel or a remake, because whatever, I don't know. Oh, Azuki-chan. F.
Oh, F.
F.
Oh, that.
Wait, where's Dress Up Darling? We need to throw that in F.
I don't think it was on here.
Oh, well, it saved itself from S tier.
Because it would have been under my...
S tier.
It's my dress up,
F.
darling.
Oh, My Dress Up... Hold on. You're right. My Dress Up Darling. No, I don't
Nope.
see it. Nope. All right.
Thank God.
It saved itself from the F tier. Everyone says Vinland Saga is like an S tier. I haven't watched it yet.
Me neither.
Vampire Hunter D. I've never watched the anime. I only read the manga. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Weathering with You, never saw. Whisper of the Heart, never saw. Yasuke, completely disappointing. They turned a really interesting plot into a boring sci-fi anime. They had so many people. They had Flying Lotus on it. They had my boy Lakeith Stanfield, who's one of my favorite actors, involved with it. Boring. We got any Yokai Watch fans in the house? No. Your Name, I never watched. Has anyone seen Your Name?
No, I've seen like a bit of it, but I never actually finished it. I would like to though.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Goden, one very, very, very big issue. The guy got bored writing this and just ended an arc halfway through, then ended the whole entire show completely abruptly, ruining all sense of flow. But I still love it. It's going in A. I love it so much. These are my boys. These are my boys.
This is my crew.
Yusuke Urameshi, he got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him.
He got that dog. Kuwabara, oh my God, my man. Okay. And then Kurama, I think, literally has a dog in him. I don't remember. Yeah, he turns into like a wolf god.
For real.
Yeah. It's like what was it? Like demon god, he gets a curse on his arm to delete everything, gets a lightsaber wolf god.
That's so funny.
So rad. Classic 90s. Very good. Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm putting them both in C tier. Putting them both. This is where Luke's going to get mad at me.
Why?
For original Yu-Gi-Oh!, first of all.
Actually, wait. I think I already know the answer to
Yeah,
this.
half of it's filler. The characters are one note. Half the characters don't even matter, even in the main crew. It's mainly just Yugi and Seto, the show.
Okay, I will give you that one entire arc after the Battle City.
What do you mean one? There's so many filler arcs of just useless stuff.
Okay, the arc after Battle City.
Yeah, the Gozabora. And also, it's not after Battle City. It's in the middle of the final round.
No. The one where Yugi has to play like Dungeons and Dragons with the
Capsule
dice.
Monster, that one's also useless. Waking the
That
Dragon.
one sucked. That was awful.
Waking
Those
the
are the worst
Dragons
12 episodes ever.
was funny, but it was still bad. Like half of the show is just filler and it's bad. It doesn't follow the manga at all. Yugi cheats.
True.
Everyone cheats in the show because no one follows the actual card game.
That's also true.
The only good villain is Seto and Pegasus. Merrick is not a good villain. Zork is not a good villain. Bandit Pecora was a good villain until it turns out it was Zork. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is multiple seasons that's just filler until the last 12 episodes of every season. Different issues, same tier.
But Jaden, though.
He's not that interesting of a character until you get to season 4.
What are you talking about?
200 episodes till he's interesting. 200 episodes. You have to go through 4 seasons till he gets to a good arc. Every single character arc that he has is done within 3 episodes of like a 20-episode season. All right? It's half of it's filler, half of it's a mid-plot. All right? The Chaz is a way better character than Jaden. The Crystal Beast guy who shows up near the end of the show is better. And again, Jaden also cheats. Why do you have a card game in which both protagonists cheat?
Because it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
They're in C.
It's just the heart of the cards, you know?
Heart of the cards.
Just the heart of the cards, you
Yeah.
know?
They just made up cards sometimes so that they could win.
Exactly.
It's just the heart.
Wait, you remember that one card where they had the friendship? The, the
Unity.
drawing?
Yeah, remember that time Joey won the Red Eyes Black Dragon in a duel, and then in the next duel where him and Yugi had to work together, they had a specific fusion for a card in Yugi's deck and the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Why would any of them bring a fusion for both those cards? If Joey got it like 2 hours.
Oh, wait.
The Black
wait.
Skull Dragon.
You want to hear the biggest cheat in all of Yu-Gi-Oh?
What?
Time Wizard.
Time Wizard.
Time Wizard.
It just ages people. Yeah, because Joey would just have a gimmick every season, and that would somehow carry him.
Yeah, no, his gimmick was Time Wizard.
Remember the dice in
The
Battle
card
City?
that Yugi gave him.
Oh my
While
god!
cheating.
Yes. They all cheat. Remember when Merrick cheated at the end when Mai was gonna kill him, and it's like, oh, you can't use a god card unless you can read Egyptian, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Or unless you're Yugi.
Or unless you're Kaiba, who just gets it because he remembered something from his past. Or how about when Joey was supposed to beat Merrick, but however his head hurty too much, so his attack ended because Merrick cheated. and then let's not also forget in Duelist Kingdom where Pegasus made his own cards before entering his own tournament that no one else could buy from. Okay, all right.
Actually, no, I take that back. It's not Time Wizard is the biggest cheat in all of Yu-Gi. Okay, you want to count the whole series?
Yeah.
Polymerization.
Yeah. Remember when
Just polymerization.
Remember Waking the Dragon when they just fused those dragon cards they just got with literally anything? I do.
The entirety of GX. Polymerization.
Yeah, it's just Jaden draws one polymerization. He has one in his deck.
He just wins.
And then he just gets polymerization and wins. That's every single duel.
That's all he needs to win.
Bro, you skipped over Yuri on Ice.
Oh my god, I did? I'm so sorry. Okay, Yuri on Ice.
We were just talking about it.
A or B?
Oh, I was gonna put it in B.
Okay. I was done.
Because it's just, we talked about this the other day. It's like, it's not the best anime in the entire world, but it was a good story and it was cute. It was an enjoyable plot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Wow, B tier is looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah, the B tier is not bad.
B tier is not bad. Megalobox is a remake of, I'm pretty sure, Hajime no Ippo, but it's done by a different person. And also, everyone isn't boxing the Megalobox, which is when they get gear arms, like they have hydraulics on their arms.
Word.
And the gimmick is the main character thinks that because he's an underdog, he's like, I don't need the gears. S tier. Very good. Second season's really dark. Like, not like bad things happen, but just very depressing. It's about like drug abuse and like the dealings with fame and your own inner struggles and how to deal with them.
My love story isn't very bad.
Okay, where do you want to put that one?
I would say B or C.
B or C?
I'd say C, actually. It's just like a typical dating anime, but it's cute. Like, they have a very cute relationship. It's genuinely, like, it's not super fan servicey, and it's more so, like, just sweet.
I also like how they made the guy ugly. They always like no.
He's like huge. Like, he's like a giant dude.
Oh my
and
God,
she's
is he?
adorable. That's the whole point.
Because like in all these animes, they always just make him look like a regular dude. But this one, it's like, let's just make him look a little goofy.
Yeah, he's goofy as hell, and he
Oh
has like
my
an
gosh.
adorable little girlfriend. It's so sweet.
Okay,
and
all
he just
right.
like loves her. Like, they genuinely just love each other.
Okay, all right.
Very
That
heartwarming.
Sounds good. Oh, this is the
Oh.
Demon Slayer school thing.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I've never seen it. I've also never seen the Junji Ito collection.
I did. It's mid.
It seems mid.
It's mid. I hope Uzumaki looks good. The show trailer looks good. They said it's only 4 episodes, so they're not going to drag it out.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Junji Ito's really hard to adapt.
I
know?
100%. If it's not him in studio,
It's going to be too hard. Okay. There's something here that I know is here, and this is the specific reason why I put it here. But for some reason, I can't. Oh, here it is. Ruby, F tier.
I would say Ruby's on here somewhere.
I know. Technically, again, to reiterate, Ruby is not an anime. It just copies the aesthetics with none of the likability of it. The animation's bad, choreography's bad, voice acting is bad, plot is bad, music's bad. I don't. The only thing I can give it credit is Monty did something revolutionary by making an animation perceived as high budget entertainment, even though I watched the first 2 seasons he made when he was alive, and I don't think they're good at all. Also, there's one really thing that annoys me. They try to have big character deaths, but they all die the same way. And it's a stab in the back, and then they slowly stop what they're doing, drop everything, and look down at the blade. That happens 6 times in this show for different characters in different situations because they don't know how to write well at all after Monty passed. Okay, I think that's basically everything, unless if you all want to give this one good look, because that's all I know. Okay. Yeah, this is a solid tier list.
We had okay opinions.
We had, what are you talking about? We had fantastic 10 out of 10 opinions, actually.
We have the correct opinions, actually.
Exactly.
Okay. For some reason, the feeling of Parasite, Star Wars, Visions, and The Promised Neverland all like being next to each other makes me sad.
But like,
I think it makes me sad that a portion of anime I actually have seen like fully is like The Promised Neverland and Parasite, and they're both like D tier because they're not that good. But then again, I've also watched all of Orange High School Host Club too many times. So
actually, you know what? Am I gonna be mean? No. Okay.
I feel like our opinions were fair.
Okay. Yeah, our opinions are fair. All right. Well, that's our anime tier list from the Three Amigops. Hope you found some new anime to watch that isn't trash like everything in F tier. And if you like anything in F tier, get better tastes.